Good evening, everyone. Welcome to ALR Silver Round 6 here in the beautiful Hungary in Budapest, or just outside of Budapest. And this is the scene for Round 6 then of Silver Season 1. And my goodness me, it's been a cracking season so far, isn't it? We got 14 turns around this historic circuit. 2.7 miles long this is, and it's a very dusty, tricky track, isn't it? It's a bit of a dust bowl, isn't it? They used to be described as Monaco without the walls, but I gotta say, it's I think it's a bit more than that, isn't it? It used to be when I used to first start watching F1. It wasn't my most favourite circuit, but it's really come alive over the last couple of years. It really has. There's been some classic races in Hungary. Of course, I used to love the start of it. Hungary never had a wet race in like over 20 years, and then all of a sudden, then we had like 3 or 4 wet races in like the space of the last like 7-8 years. It's been incredible, hasn't it? We had a wet race in 2006 where Jenson Button won his first ever race, but with the Honda team, and then he won his 200th race as well, ironically, in 2011 as well. And our third wet race was actually in 2014 as well, where I think Ricardo won his I think that was the second race win back then, wasn't it? So yeah, brilliant stuff indeed. That Hungary is definitely one to really feast on, isn't it? Last night was a quality race, wasn't it? Action galore. I must say there was some incredible racing last night. Really enjoyed myself, and hoping to enjoy myself again here tonight. If there's anything to go by from last week, then I've got to say we're in for a treat, isn't it? Silverstone last week produced an absolute cracker, didn't it? We had a deluge this time last week. It was absolutely pouring down with rain, wasn't it? It was rain galore, wasn't it, for the first half of the stream. It was raining all the way through qualifying, and then in the first couple of laps it was a downpour, wasn't it, before Faxan had an absolutely incredible absolutely fantastic feeling, didn't he, under the seat of his pants, so didn't he? He felt that the track was drying up. He came in for the intermediate tyres and was leading most of the race, wasn't he, as well? And then Glock came in, didn't he? And then the hunt was on, wasn't it? It was right, and it was about 4 laps away at Faxan was from winning his second ever race in the ALR in the second ever race in the ALR. Is brilliant. I absolutely love that race. That's going down in the history of one of my most favourite races ever. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And whilst I've been nattering away and doing all kinds of talking all kinds of nonsense, let's go for the drivers in the constructors standing, shall we? As we're just having a quick look in the pit lane at the moment. Then it says cars out on track. Then we've got a Williams, we've got a Mercedes, we've got a Racing Point out there as well. 2 Red Bulls and an Alfa Romeo. Cracking stuff indeed. In the championship, then it's Glock at the moment who is leading, but 30 points is the gap between himself and Faxland. Faxland, they're very much it was very much a great drive, wasn't it, in Monaco and again in Silverstone as well. Really good stuff from Faxland. F1 2019 just needs to get some race results up together, but he is only 10 points away from Faxland in third position as well. Remember, the top 3 go get from up to Sunday night racing, doesn't it, in ALR Gold? So so that'll be good stuff, won't it? So they're in the boxes. Mo Hunter is best of the rest so far. He's moved up in position. He's up into 4th as it stands at the moment. Then, so well done to Hunter. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then, so just taking a look here is Ghost Recon. He had a cracking race yesterday in the Renault, didn't he? Well done to Ghost Recon. I gotta say, hats off. Incredible drive there from Ghost. YBR dropping down to 5th position in the Racing Point now. Forza moving up to 6th. He's had some incredible races, Forza, hasn't he? He's really a couple of podiums under his belt as well for Forza. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then Lesnar moving up 2 positions to 7. Then we got Al Hand up, dropping down to 8 for Droffer down to 9th. And Kingsdale makes up the top 10 at the moment. In the constructors, we have Red Bull at the moment, who have 41 points. A 41 points advantage over second place. Haas at the moment, with Mercedes in third position. Renault, of course, the big movers are in third position. I'm sorry, in fourth position. And nice seeing them some yellow flag flash up there. They've moved up 3 positions there. Renault have. Toro Rosso on the very strong Silverstone weekend as well. They've moved up a position. McLaren and Racing Point, the big losers last weekend, didn't they? They've dropped down a couple of positions, haven't they? Williams are in 8th position with Ferrari 9th, and Alfa Romeo is bringing up the rear as it stands then. So that's the constructors, that's the drivers done for you now, and really very much, it's definitely alive, isn't it? 3 points is over a win, isn't it, in terms of the gap between Faxland and Glock, but it's very much, of course, the racing, like any sport, it's not won on paper, is it? It has to be won on the track, on the pitch, And this turn today is going to be about who wins it on this bit of tarmac. Ghost Recon goes pole position mode. We got a Mercedes coming through in the background as well. That's Van Dorn, who's done a 17.6 out of 1. We got Toro Rosso flashed in the background as well, and he is just about to start us up. I think he is indeed. We got a Red Bull. Sorry, here comes Glock then, the man who's top of the stands at the moment. He's been the only man to be on pole position then in ALR Silver. He's been rewriting the history books, hasn't he? Asdog, of course, it's just gone up to 4th position. We've got a Ferrari in the background there, a FIFA Beefy moving up into 3rd position, and then we've got McLaren there just in the background as well. Todd, another man who raced in gold last night as well. Now, I say he did a fantastic job as well. Todd did. Hats off to both our drivers. Really good stuff indeed then. And they're coming through thick and fast. We've got Kingdom just moving in 8th position at the moment, then in the Toro Rosso. And we got our debutant, car 9. Here's Frank. Sorry, not Frank. Here's Fran. Oh my god. Obviously did predict I was going to get a name wrong, and really, I thought I'd be alright with this one. Unfortunately, so Fran there is in 7th position. Well, not Frank. Lesnar is just done a 2:04 there. That'll be a good qualifying time back in Belgium in the in '95, but it wouldn't be a good time these days, would it? But he's 11th position at the moment. Light said, who is a gold, who's normally a gold driver, who's dipping his toe into silver tonight, isn't he? And let's see what we can do. Well, he's invalidated this time, so we'll keep an eye on. We'll come back to Light said. And Serious Motion there just now we're getting through turn 5 there as well. This track is very much up and down, isn't it? Really, it's like an oversized go-kart track, isn't it? I think I mentioned it last night in the gold broadcast, but yeah, it's not like Argentina. Of course, if anyone remembers the Buenos Aires Argentina, oh my goodness me, Mushroom's rear end there, just getting a bit slidey there. If anyone remembers the Buenos Aires Grand Prix in Argentina between 95 and Kings, oh my goodness me! Oh dear, he hit Serious Mushroom. That's a 5-place grid penalty there for Kingdom after a collision there, Serious Mushroom. I think that Kingdom probably was probably doing his own thing, and because of that, he, to be honest, it frightened me. And not to mention Kingdom, but that is a big blow for Serious Mushroom. He's coming back in the pits now. And that's not good at all there for Serious Mushroom. I think the Kingdom was probably just playing with some of the settings on the steering wheel, and because of that, it's really he probably was caught unaware of there, wasn't he? And unfortunately, that is why they have almost come together. I think no harm, no foul, but unfortunately for Kingdom, he's now got a 5-place grid penalty. Kingdom has, so wherever he qualifies, that is 5 places back on the grid, which is not a good start at all there for Kingstones. We're on board out with Alhan at the moment as well in the Haas there. This I gotta say, this man's a talented driver, isn't he? I think Alhan and Forza, two really impressive drivers in their own right. They're fantastic couple of drivers, really are. We got Dra, who's in the Mercedes this week. He is replaced in F1 2019, who is not here tonight, unfortunately. But Dra making his debut as well. We haven't seen much of Dra, but at the moment he is in 3rd position and looking very tidy indeed, isn't he, in the Mercedes? Last night, a couple of outstanding, I've got to say, there's a couple of outstanding performances last night, wasn't there? One of them was definitely Lights. I think the Lights had a fantastic drive last night, really did as well. Of course, Jonathan Cox, driver of the day, and Gooner as well, brilliant job as well. And remember Sam, of course, really flying the flag, being good on these technical tracks is very much a specialist art. It's a special art, isn't it? And some drivers are really good at that, aren't they? Forza there, just coming out of turn 3 there. We're going to keep an eye on Forza. Here comes Faxland. Here he's second in the championship at the moment, Faxland is, and well, my goodness me, he was so close, wasn't he? 4 laps away from winning the British Grand Prix last night. It's fantastic stuff, and he comes into the pits. I would say you've got to be careful coming into the pits there, but of course these drivers are very professional, aren't they? Of the highest caliber, unlike me, who has actually crashed into the pit lane before. Of course, I do emulate my my hero David Coulthard, who of course crashed in the pit lane in the pit entrance in Adelaide '95. That was his last outing for Williams, so a bit of an embarrassment there, wasn't it, for David Coulthard? Remember, because he was leading the race as well back then, so not one of his final moments, is it? And as Forza is just coming through the final turn 14 now as well. Let's see what Forza can do then. 9 minutes to go in this session. DRS today, but there's only 2 DRSs, two DRS zones around here on the start finish straight. I'm in between turn 2 and 3. There's not really anywhere else you can put a DRS around here, so it's turn, isn't it? I think their arms are going to be absolutely tired, aren't they, by the end of this? I hope they got a bit of power and steering on the go. YBR's gold helmet. I'm loving that. I'm really loving that. That's beautiful. from YBR. Absolutely stunning stuff. And he comes through the... Remember, he's 5th in the moment, YBRs. One of my highlights of the season so far from YBR is definitely his defending in Belgium. I loved it. Of course, if I was behind him, I would have been raging. But I think that's an art, isn't it, in Formula 1. This sometimes is forgotten about. It's, of course, the defending. But YBR absolutely loved it. Here comes Hunter. He is 4th in the championship moment, Hunter. Remember, I keep saying this. It's I'm like a broke record, but he is the first ever winner of an ALR race back in Australia, season 1 there, Hunter. So that just shows the caliber of the man. Then he returns, this time in silver. Let's see what I can do. Then he pops himself up to 8th, just behind his teammate Vital at the moment. 702nd back. Vital is just about to start his out lap now then. And Kingzone was just also starting his lap as well. We got Faxlan, who is just coming out of the pits. Serious Mushroom's going to have another bite of the cherry as well then. Forza is coming into the pits. YBR is just finishes up. Let's go on board then with VTOD. Yellow flag in 1. So we got a bit of a queue down there in turn 1. We got 2 Toro Rossas and a... Is that a Renault? Possibly. I've got to say, I struggle between the Haas and the Renault in terms of the dots. And so they're just coming to turn 4 now then. And also, got to mention as well, I didn't even mention about the race we had last night. Of course, Granty has won his 3rd race win of the season. He is now on 6 race wins, isn't he? Fantastic stuff from Granty. He's 1 away from for equaling the great Nigel. Of course, the first ever winner, the first ever champion of ALR season 1 was Nigel, and he's got 7 race wins to his name. And Granty could equal it next time out in Australia. I think we're down under next week, but that is then. We're on about the here and now, and his Todd is out. He's gone purple in the second sector. Todd has. He's got some pace on him, hasn't he? And he comes through the final corner as well. Sorry, the second to last corner now. Also talking to 6 there is the best. It was a cracking qualifying out there for Jonathan, wasn't it? Out of body experience, wasn't it, for Jonathan? The British Italian driver. Todd goes 5th fastest, and he is also who was that? That was Young Lights there. Just he's second in what Young Lights is. I feel that Young Lights was very unlucky last night, really, wasn't he? He was he did show some incredible pace, didn't he, Young Lights? But it just in the end nothing happened there. He didn't get his rewards for what was an absolute quality drive there. Yeah, Jonathan getting, of course, breaking the pole position record last night, which is held by Jochen since Monaco season 1. So well done to Jonathan there. 6 pole positions there to his name now. Here comes Siri, and he also had a fantastic drive, didn't he? Of course, after him and Bo then was quite close to each other, and it was very much here is where they came together, wasn't it? In turn 4, and of course, unfortunately, there they did come to blows, didn't they? But Jonathan had a cracking drive, and so did Gunnar as well. I got to say, hats off to Gunnar. He did a cracking job last night, the Irishman. Brilliant stuff indeed. 41 race starts now, Gunnar is. He's very much he's very much a fixture now, a bit of furniture in the ALR world, isn't he? just got a guy that keeps coming back forward, doesn't he? We love it. Faxan then, of course, 2nd in the championship as well. Car 31 then, he's just navigating the final sector as well. I'll get your comments in a minute, guys. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just I'm waffling away. Yeah, really good stuff as well. Of course, I can see there's some long old sentences as well, and I'm not very good at reading. I can't read and talk at the same time, so that's why I go quiet. Faxan cut across the line now, and he goes 3rd fastest. Faxan does. That just shows how good Young Lights' his time is there. Of course, Faxan is very much a top performer in the ALR Silver, and he's behind Young Lights. Here comes Young Lights coming into the line now, and Young Lights is it's 2 seconds. He's edging close to the Glock there at the moment. Glock is still in the pits then. Glock is very much, I think he's enjoyed the sunshine. So remember, there's a water park, isn't there, around this circuit, so you can't so yeah, I think the Glock might be just chilling out in the old water park there. We're watching here's Fran now. He's 8/10 of a second down. We're keeping an eye on Fran. I think he's just harvesting and going to go back out there. Just under 5 minutes to go in this session. So and we've got both Alvaro Mills on the back foot at the moment. We've got Kingston, who's a 10th of a second down in the first sector. I'm wondering if he's doing a bit of harvesting. And remember, Kingston's got a 5-place grid penalty for his brush there with Serious Mushroom. Oh, he's also on the grass right, Kingston. He's throwing it there. He's put a lot of input into this into the steering wheel there, and unfortunately he was not getting the just rewards there. And he's into his 2nd sector now then. And I think he's a 400th of a second down. 5-place grid penalty for Frank. No, for Fran. I'm sorry. I don't see the S there. Into the pits comes Fran then, and he's gone into someone. Oh dear, that's not good. Oh, Kingzone's at the wall now, coming out of turn 13, and he's going to spin around there. Good awareness there from Kingzone. That's his teammate of Young Lights coming into the pits, I think it was. Oh dear, that's we got an adventurous qualified there just under 4 minutes to go in the session. 5/10 of a second up as Stargates as it comes into turn 12. Let's go on board with Alan. Oh, we're on first turn speaking there, aren't we? Oh dear, I think I showed a bit of favoritism. Here's Asdog coming through turn 14 then. Let's see what we can do then. A double is just behind his team as well. Both Alpha males are on the back of the grid at the moment, aren't they? Can they change that? Here comes Asdog. He's about to change that. I think he goes up to 11 fastest than Asdog does in the Alpha male. We're on board with Van Dorn. He's 900 second up, and in front of him is FIFA Beefy. He's also on the lap as well then, so this might get a bit interest as well. As the Ferrari Mercedes is a very close company there. Oh, Van Dorn taking 2 bites to the chair there, isn't it? Yellow flag in one. I think it's Asdog just getting out of it, and as he's just finished there. FIFA really struggling around turn 13 there. I think that car is just not biting, is it, on the track there? Young Lights has left the session there as hopefully he'll come back in, because I'm really interested in Young Lights is showing some good pace there. Van Dorn moves up to 11th position there. He's also got a stitchery on FIFA Beef as well. FIFA going down in 14th position there as well. So who outside the track at the moment? We've got FIFA, who is 14th at the moment. We've got Lesnar, who is down in 15th. We also got Frank out there as well. Fran out there as well on in the racing point as well then. Here comes Double then as he is coming out of turn 5 Ben and coming into the chicane then. As well as Double's on track then as he is about to try and improve, and at the moment he is on a 19.2 at the moment. He well, he needs there's a lot more pace than Double, I have no doubt about that. So we've got a couple of your fights there. There's a car just pulling off to one side coming out of turn 5 then. Double in the second section now is 400s down at the moment. He's yeah, Double there. He improve in the final sector as well there. Young Lights, hello Ginger, and hello and good luck to everybody. We also got Kingzone saying, hey Ginger, look out for my new helmet tonight in quali. Kingzone, see if I can do better than P4 from 20 last night. Of course, I gotta say Kingzone had a fantastic drive, didn't he? He went a bit under the radar last night, didn't he? As a DRS there available, as a Double there is going for another lap there. So let's see what Double could do. We're on board with Double. He's coming down into turn 1. Yeah, Kingzone flew under the radar a bit last night, didn't he? Had a fantastic drive, didn't he, from 20th to 4th. Brilliant stuff from Kingzone. Hats off to him as well. And unfortunately, he's got a 5-place grip on him, so he might be higher than he's guaranteed to be higher than what he was last night with 18 cars in the field tonight. But yeah, that's not a good start at all, is it? Here comes is a Double, is it? 2/10 of a second down. Here comes Fran then as he's now starting his lap now. Let's go on board with the debutant, shall we, in the racing point. And just coming down into turn 2 then. We've also got Jonathan Cox saying, good evening Sean, good race I had last night. Come on F1 2019 there. Unfortunately F1 2019 is not in the field tonight, but his replacement Draz right up in the mix, isn't he? Fantastic. We've also got Glock saying good evening, or dry quality and race, a bit of cloud. Oh, a bit of cloud. So a bit of a teaser from Glock, isn't it? I wonder if you have a rainstorm on the horizon here in Hungary. Remember in the build-up we were saying about how there's been 3 rain-affected races here in Hungary, hasn't there, over the course of a couple of years, and that was a Toro Rosso there just visiting the scenery. Jonathan just saying a great pole time last night, Schumacher-esque. Glock also saying a quick splash and a cold beer. And yes, indeed. Then I am so far beyond the comments now. I think that was reference to when I was saying he was probably enjoying the water park. And we've also got Grant saying, "Hello, Shorty. How's your Monday going?" With oh, look at that lovely emoji. Emoji? It is emoji, isn't it? Oh, God, say I'm not as cool as I used to be, am I? Fran is. He's having the 14th position at the moment, and he is into Q2 as it stands at the moment. He's on the cusp, so we got FIFA's in the pit, so FIFA is very much on the cusp. Lesnar's in the pit as well. Kingzone's about to start lap. I vote Double Air 7/10 of a second down. I think that Lesnar's out of qualifying. Double might be out of qualifying as well because he's 7/10 of a second down the first sector. This he has an almighty second and third sectors here. Here comes Kingzone there. He's navigating through turn 3. Look at that lovely shot there as well. Unfortunately, that picture there really does haunt me, of course. I'm also a big David Hill fan as well, and if anyone remembers the 97 Hungarian Grand Prix, it made me cry a little as Jacques Villeneuve stole the lead on the last lap, didn't he? Away from, look at all that traffic there. Yeah, anyway, going back to stole the lead away from David Hill on the last lap, didn't he? And oh, what a shame it was for David Hill. He had a heroic drive, didn't he? That would have been ours, his first ever win. for first ever win in F1. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, going back to the traffic there. Luckily, the car got the way down, so doubles out of qualifying. Lesnar's out of qualifying as well. That's a huge scalp. What about Kingdom? Kingdom, as it stands, will be rock bottom if he finishes there now. But let's see, he's having a decent lap there. We've got yellow flags floating around in turn 11 and 12, just on that short straight. Here comes Kingdom to the line, and he goes fifth fastest. Wow, slam dunk. Brilliant time there from Kingdom. He is having a fifth position. Beautiful stuff indeed then. Faxan there is just coming to pits as well. We've got a car who is visiting the scenery there. It is Fran, and Fran there is he's through into the second stage of qualifying, so nothing to worry about there from Fran then, and he's just going to come to the pits now then. So unfortunately, we've lost FIFA Beefy. Lesnar, that's a huge shot for Lesnar, isn't it? And also we've lost Double as well. Remember, so that's a shame now for those three of those guys. But now we're going to go into Q2 in just a few moments then. As I just answered Granty's question, yes, I'm having a lovely Monday, apart from the fact it is Monday. The only good thing about Monday is that I'm here commentating on Silver. Apart from that, yeah, it's a bit naff Mondays, isn't it? Also, we've got, I hope your Monday's going alright, Granty, but we've also got a Glock there saying it was, haha. Yeah, I'm miles behind at the moment. We've also got Granty saying hopeful open for Williams to do well tonight, and Granty, they're really showing some team ethic there, isn't he? In the Williams side, we do have Ghost, and we have Serious Mushroom. Serious Mushroom's had an adventurous start to qualify, hasn't he? Luckily, he's still got all four wheels on his wagon now, hasn't he? We got 2 5-place grid penalties. One is Kingdom for his collision there with for Serious Mushroom, and I think we've also got a 5, and Serious Mushroom has got a 5-place grid penalty as well there. So an adventurous starter for both those drivers, and wherever they qualify, they'll go back 5 places on the grid then. And of course, we've also got Ghost saying, glad I took that lap. Yes, indeed. Then of course, Ghost then up into 10th position then in the Williams then. Oh, we've got, sorry, I've completely missed, I've missed a lot of things. We've got another 5-place grid penalty. It's a debutant. Fran has got a 5-place grid penalty as well. I think the most we ever had was, wasn't it 4 somewhere? 4 somewhere, I can't remember where it was. Yeah, it was 4, wasn't it? Grant, he just said, of course, the champion of Season 2 ALR. He's just saying that, yeah, celebrating my win for yesterday. Gonna watch quali and a bit of the race, see what Glock can do. Ooh, with those eerie eyes there, as you. And we've also got Pure Blaze up the Faxland, and absolutely agree with that. Faxland, a talented driver, isn't he? But all these guys are talented. Well, much more talented than I am. That's why I'm up here in the commentary box. I think HR had a trial race. ALR had a trial race, didn't they, way back when, and that's when they realised that I shouldn't be on the track at all. I should be up here and talking nonsense, and that's what I'm doing. Anyway, we're now 30 seconds into Q2, and this is where the serious stuff really comes up now. Well, I would say that the serious stuff has been Q1, hasn't it? Because there's more than 15 cars in this field, then there's no rest for the weary as such, is there? So you've got to be on it straight away, isn't it? Of course, if there's less than 15 cars, in Q1 it's more of a glorified practice session. As long as you don't damage the car or total the car, you should be able to get out then. So just watching Asdog, who is the first man out on track then. We're quite used to seeing it out for a track, isn't we? Because usually Jonathan Cox from Gold is right out there straight away. But Asdog is out none of that, is he? As that was at V top there, of course, is really keen to get on it. And he is on the yellow marked medium compound tires, and Asdog is on the soft tires at the moment. So as we just so talking about the qualifying and why is people on the different types of compounds, I'm really sorry if anyone who knows this, but we want to have new fans all the time, and there might be people wondering what's going on. I wonder what's going on most of my life, but luckily I'm all informed about this rule, not about many other rules or stats as well, as Emerson as Emerson pointed out last night, which I got to say broke me in half. I've struggled to recover. But I did recover, and I'm back here today. Luckily, Knowlesy has given me a second chance. My P45 could wait. V Todd then is coming down to turn 12 now and is about to start his lap then. He is on the medium compound tires at the moment, so last night we noticed that the winning strategy was definitely medium to hard tire, wasn't it? Soft tires really didn't work out, did they, for the likes of Emerson? Emerson went to soft, medium, I think he did. Or he went soft, yeah, I think it was soft, medium, wasn't it? So Emerson there had taken a two-stop strategy, and it really didn't work there, did it? We had 2 safety cars as well, and we had a couple of virtual safety cars as well. So an action-packed Grand Prix last night in Hungary of Gold. Really was. They kept me on my toes. As V-Todd then is coming down into turn 2 now. Then let's go on board with V-Todd then, as he's sporting a grey helmet then. We've had a couple of car launches today, haven't we? Williams and Racing Point. As we've got a yellow flag just up in front of us here. It's one of the Mercedes that have come a cropper. We're on board with V-Todd now. Just keep him on. There he is. He's on the outside. It's Van Dorn. And my goodness me, there. I thought he's come back on the track there. And V-Todd there was not concerned one iota, was he? Very much Kimi Räikkönen there. If anyone remembers Kimi Räikkönen there, where he blasted up Eau Rouge there. I think it was in turn, I think it was in 2002, wasn't it? Where Parnas's BAR blew up in spectacular fashion. He just put his foot to the metal there and just carried on. I think it was 2002. For some reason, I'm thinking the BAR. So maybe, I don't know. That could be completely wrong. Who knows? Here comes Todd then coming through at turn 30 now as well, accelerating away then, going over the dotted line there. Oh, there's a McLaren, there's another Mercedes there. Oh, give me the old heebie-jeebies there, isn't he? V-Todd coming onto the line now, and he's of course fast at the moment. He is the first man to set his time. Asdog is just in the background of the Alfa Romeo. Let's see what he can do. He is fastest. He's on the soft compound tire. 17.2 there for Asdog. Car 89. Good stuff indeed then. Got a couple of drivers there that have really just having a bit of testing the waters out there, aren't they, so to speak. Here comes Kingstone coming out to the line now. Remember, Kingstone has got a 5-place grid penalty. I hate to remind him there, because I think he's probably something that he just really wants to forget there, but I'm really bad at bringing up things I shouldn't bring up. Just watching YBR come through. Here comes Hunter there, coming out of the final turn now then, and he is about to start his lap then, so he's always getting excited there to see what Tottenham's doing. He hasn't even started yet. Faxland is out on track as well, so is YBR. Faxland there just navigating around turn 13 then. Let's see what he can do then as he's coming up to the line. Into turn 14 then, you can see then a lot of steering angle around here. You do of course you do need a lot of downforce. So Faxland goes second fastest when he's the highest of the medium compound runners. YBR goes fourth fastest in the Racing Point then, and yeah, good time so far here. I'm liking this. Here comes Glock, who's gone the hard compound tire. Let's see what he can do. Comes up to the line now. Glock, that's course the championship leader, the man who's the benchmark at the moment, and he is at second fastest on a 17.6 then. Mercedes coming through the final corner. Because Dra goes up into pole position. No, it's not pole position. It's just the fastest of this Q2 session at the moment. Then 10th of a second in front of Asdog at the moment. Hunter there is through the second sector then. We got a Toro Rosso, who is, no, then Toro Rosso is Kingstone. We've lost Young Lights. I'm not sure where Young Lights has gone. Hopefully he'll come back in soon, because Young Lights has got some very good pace around here, hasn't he? And I was looking to see if he's going to mix it up, and I thought Hunter was steering into the wall there. My goodness me. Yeah, that was a bit scary. Here comes Force then, who is just on to come through the first sector. Now the first sector ends just before sector, you got before turn 4, then got a yellow flag just in front of us, then coming into the Mickey Mouse chicane then, and there is a draft there just going off the race line. Forza there. Gotta say, Forza, this man's been incredible, hasn't he, since debuting? He's done a brilliant job. Of course, he retired in Monaco, but he's had two podiums since then, and he in a second place in Belgium, a third place in Britain. Brilliant stuff there from Forza. Fantastic driver he is as well. 55.4 in the second intermediate. Let's see what we'll do in the final stages of this lap now then. He's also on the medium compound tire. We've got a couple of guys on an outlap at the moment, but it's not very busy on track at the moment, is it? As we're coming up to the final corner now, then let's see what he does then. For DRS wide open for Forza, and he goes up into fifth fastest moment. Beautiful stuff indeed then. Fran out on track at the moment. We've got Ghost Recon there as well. Sirius and Van Dorn's about to start us lap then. We're on board then with Van Dorn then in the Mercedes then. Let me just catch up there. There's oh my goodness me, there's a lot. That engine was sounding in pain there as he downshifted down into turn 1 then. Glock saying no pressure then as Granty's coming to watch him, and it was got a bit of banter there between Glock and Granty. Incredible stuff. I absolutely love it. If you want to see what's occurring, then here's a cheap plug for you. Come and watch the stream then and see what's going on the chat there. That's oh my goodness me. And Van Dorn there is the car just stepped out. He had oversteer and understeer, corrected the car, but unfortunately because of that he has invalidated his time then. Ghost Recon's also on the lap moment. So we're keeping on his teammate Sears Mushroom then. We've got both Williamses out on track attacking at the moment then, as he is in the first sector as well. As Grant is saying, I think the hard to medium can be a good pace for later in the race, but medium to make sure you get through the Q3 then. Of course, Granty is the master strategy, isn't he? I keep bringing this up, but Russia round 1 of gold was brilliant stuff, wasn't it? How in the earth, I almost swore there, how did he get those soft tires to go so long? It's absolutely mind-blowing, isn't it? It really is. Twinkle Toes, Grant, he is brilliant stuff. He's got the touch, hasn't he? He's very incredible, isn't he? As we've also got we've got Glock and Grant. There may be a touting about on a dream team with Glock and Grant. You've got to say that's the stuff of nightmares, isn't it, for that competition? Of course, Granty already a world champion, already is already, of course, a constructors champion as well, back with Renault last season, and really good stuff indeed. Granty has already had 2 trophies to his name, a constructors and a drivers championship already. Fantastic stuff. Granty is he's becoming a Lewis Hamilton or Schumacher kind of driver in ALR at the moment. Sirius Mushing goes 4th fastest, Ghost Recon going 6th fastest in both Williamses. Both Williamses are looking very strong as well. Hunter's on track, Alhan is on track as well. Lights is not out of the pitch yet, so Lights needs to got 6 minutes to get himself back in the session. Well, he's got less than 6 minutes, hasn't he, before getting out there. And Granty's just reminded me that it's 18 laps. Yeah, he did do 18 laps. Yeah, so a lot of lappage. That's all I can say. And we've also got Dropper saying, I want to know where where to buy those rails that Glock is on. He's like a train, isn't he? Glock is. Glock, oh my goodness me! Alhan there is doing a bit of shape shifting there, isn't he? I thought he was going straight into the bar there. Defying the laws of gravity, Alhan is. Let's see if he's defying the laws of time as well. He is indeed. He's purple in the second sector, 55 there for the Haas drivers. He's coming up to the final sector now then, and let's see what he can do then. It's Alhan then coming through turn 13, then he accelerates away into turn 40, then his final turn, and you see, let's look at him just feathering the front. Now he's on the loud pedal. DRS straight on the money. I didn't even hear the beep. Alhan is 7th fastest at the moment, good 17. Hunter comes up to the line, and he goes 3rd fastest. Hunter, both McLaren 2nd and 3rd and 4th for the moment. Beautiful. As we got Van Dor, who's out on track, but we got the Young Lights, who's still in the pits. As Ghost there is just getting out of the way at the moment. So as we got Alhan just getting out of the way as well. So we've got a couple of I got to say, I'm pretty intrigued at the moment, because this is very much a different isn't it? Remember, the top 10 are the guys that go through into Q3. YB at the moment, Forza is 800 of a second back at the moment. That is how close it is. That's how close it is, isn't it? Between going in and dropping out there. Really very much nip and tug as well. YBR at the moment on board with at the moment, flying through turn 3. He's in 12th position. We got a yellow flag just in front of us, and it's one of the McLarens. I think it's Hunter who's just come just done a lap. I think he has just done a lap, and YBR then just coming up into the chicane now. And oh my goodness, we got a car park, haven't we, on that escape road there? Or more of the escape tarmac there, isn't it? Now we're getting through the second sector as well. And look at all these lefts and rights turns there, isn't it? It's like follow the leader through this middle part of the circuit. Then you can see again then Wobiota dropping down a couple of gears, and the car starting in pain. Then turn 12. I think this was extended back in 2005. Of course, that part of the track there, because it used to be a shorter straight there, and of course a very tight chicane there, which basically the drivers used to straight line, didn't they? I gotta say, it was beautiful visual, but it wasn't really good in terms of racing, was it? And now here comes Wobiota coming for turn 14. Then let's see what time he's going to post. Then he's 4 minutes to go. He's gone into full fastest. Good stuff there from Wobiota. Well, hats off to him. Then here comes Van Dorn flying through turn 3. That is cracking, isn't it? And now coming on to turn 4 as well. Of course, turn 4 is also the scene where Massa had that awful incident, didn't he? Of course, the spring hit spring from Barricello's Brawn hit him in the head there. It was scary stuff indeed, wasn't it? From Massa there, but luckily he's recovered there. But I don't know. Was it the same driver? Was it the same driver after that? I'm not too sure, really. Of course, I think it's great that Massa came back in the first place, but no disrespect to him, because I think he was a quality driver, wasn't he? But I don't think he was the same driver, was he? There's flashes of brilliance from Massa. Of course, in 2010, between himself and Alonso, was brilliant stuff, wasn't it? But of course, unfortunately, we had the infamous Fernando is faster than you kind of stuff there as well. And of course, there's it's such a shame there, isn't it, really? But yeah, of course, Master still quads driving. He's in Formula E at the moment. Talking to Formula E, here comes Van Dorn coming to the line, and he is 12th fastest mode on the soft compound tires. Van Dorn, he's got 3 minutes to go then. I wonder if he's got any more time in the bank then. Here comes Fran then. He is just starting his time now. He's done an 18 then. Let's see what he can do in his second lap there as well then. So again, fresh soft tires, and let's see what he can do. 2 minutes to go then in this session as he comes down into turn 2 now. Of course, making his debut tonight then. And what a tough track to make the debut on. I've got to say, the first couple of tracks have been a bit brutal in the ALR, hasn't it? We've had Russia, China, Monaco, Belgium, and Britain. And oh, in front there's got wide there. Of course, it's brutal, isn't it? How much you run wide out there. And of course, if you run wide out there, that is it. Your time is invalidated. There's no grey areas here on the online racing, is it? So once you're out there. I'm hoping that Young Lights comes back in. I really do. I'm hoping, because I think he was at an absolutely spectacular race last night, didn't he? Just over 2 minutes to go in this session then. And just on board then with Fran, and he is just getting himself ready to get going again then. So I wonder if he might come in the pits then. We've just got 2 minutes to go. It's quite a short lap around here, isn't it? But I think you want to be thinking about leaving the pits now. Glock is leaving the pits. He's on the medium tire, and remember, he's on the hard at the moment. Glock is at the moment. So as I was saying at the moment, an awful lot. Fran there is not going in the pits, and he is staying out then. So here, let's go on board with Fran and the debutant, and he's going to take us around this incredible Hungary Grand Prix course. 86 was when this track first raced on. Coming down to turn 1, of course, turn 1 used to mirror turn 14, but they of course extended that back in 2003 there to have a bit more of a overtaking chance, didn't they? And now dropping down into turn 2 then, and turn 2, it does mirror turn 13 as well, doesn't it? It was kind of like a mirrored image between the end of the lap and the beginning of the lap. Now floating through turn 3 then, coming to turn 4. Turn 4 could be very perilous. We've seen last night with a couple of drivers there meeting their demise, unfortunately. Fran then taking a bit more cautious there, but still very close to the edge there. Now accelerating now turn 5 into 6 and 7, and the Mickey Mouse chicane then dropping down into third gear. Look at that, a couple of bites of the cherry on the front there. Accelerates away then before going into turn. He's dropped down to 4th gear then before going to turn 5. Look at these corners there. They're very I gotta say they're very frustrating corners, isn't it? Get on the power through turn 11 now then. You can see the cars trying to understeer there, going into the bar there. Fran was on nominate. He's 4/10 of a second up into turn 12. Of course, the new profile turn 12, even though it hasn't been used since for about 15 odd years. Now Fran there coming into turn 13 then, accelerates the way then. Now one more turn to go then for Fran, and again it's another long right hander then. Accelerates, he's right out of Urs then, up to the line. Let's see what he can do. Where's this going to push Fran? And he stays in 14th position then, but a cracking lap. Brilliant stuff for Fran. We was on board with him. Really enjoyed that. Fantastic stuff indeed. Here comes Forza there, who is in 30th position. He's on the cusp of the vote. Forza says Ghost is invalidated this time. I think Ghost is out of qualified. Huge blow. And again, Van Dorn, I think, is out of sync as well. Ghost is retired, so he is the first man to go out. No, he ain't. Lights is the first man to go out. Then we've got Forza as well. Van Dorn is out of qualifying as well. Fran is also out. I think because he is let's see, is he still on up? He's turned his ears down. So it's between Alhan and Forza, two of the outstanding drivers in silver so far this season. They've been brilliant stuff on it. Let's see what Forza can do. Car 19 in the Renault then. He's 2 corners from home then. And going very wide there. A lot of understeer there from the Renault then as he comes into the final corner now then. Oh, a bit too tight there for Forza. I wonder if I lost a bit of momentum. This is the line. Where is he? He's in 5th position. He has got through. We have lost Alhan, unfortunately. Wow, and Forza making it through in the 5th position there. Brilliant stuff. And on the medium compound tyre as well. Fantastic stuff. And I think that's the end of qualifying then. We unfortunately lost Alhan there, who stayed in the pits at Kingston, very close to being knocked out of Q2 there. But fantastic stuff, how he scraped through just in the nick of time then. So we've lost Alhan, we have lost the Ghost, unfortunately, Van Dorn, Fran, and also Lights, who unfortunately has wandered off somewhere. So hopefully he'll be back in time for the race then. And yeah, that's a shame there as well, isn't it? As ooh, I've got a lot of notifications. I feel popular. I'm only ever popular on race day though, so and even then it's usually it's usually Nosy or something like that, just asking me where I am, as I usually forget the time. Or tonight I was eating, and yeah, which is my second favourite thing I do in my life. Anyway, so into Q3 we have Dra, who is actually the fastest in Q2. On his debut, Dra, I gotta say, he's ripping at the form book, isn't he, in the Mercedes? Fantastic stuff. Azdog is second at the moment. He's made it through. Of course, Azdog had a Azdog, I think, in Silverstone was having a bit of a difficult day, wasn't he? Faxland in third position as well, and I should have really memorised all the rest of the names there. So as Forza then is just having his victory parade lap, and we'll just confirm who is through and who is knocked out of qualifying 2 then in the Hungarian Grand Prix. And there it is there. Unfortunately then we have lost that. We lost Alhan, we lost Ghost, we lost Van Dorn and Fran, who all are going to be spectators like myself for the remaining part of qualifying Q3. In Q3, here are the stars in Q3. We got Kingdom, Sirius Mushroom, Glock, who's on the hard tires, fantastic stuff. VTOD, Forza, YBR, Hunter, Faxland, and then Azdog and Dra, who are both on the soft compound tires. That's a mix, isn't it? Loving that. Of course, last night I think we only had 1 or 2 people starting the hard tires, didn't we? None of them was in the top 10. So Glock there really has opened up his strategy, hasn't he? Is that the best tire to start the race on? Well, we're going to find out soon, aren't we? Because remember, the hard tires are the most durabilist, but you got to get off the line, don't you? And it's going to be very difficult to warm those tires up as well, especially when we do have safety cars quite early on in races, don't we? Since the update, the safety car usually is quite eager to come out these days, isn't it? As I pause for dramatic effect. And here we go then for qualifying 3. And of course we're 20 seconds into this qualifying session. It's a short old track this is, so possibly we might get 3 runs depending if anyone's been looking after those, looking after an extra set of soft tires perhaps. Well, we'll find out in the very near future, won't we? I'd like to see them go for 3 runs there. But it's all about. I'm being impatient. We need to wait, don't we? We got 11 minutes in this session. Well, of course, we don't want any rain to come and basically dampen our spirits here tonight. And of course, the rain has come recently in the last couple of races, hasn't it? And really spoiled Q3. I think it was in Silverstone, wasn't it, in gold, where actually the rain spoiled it. Whilst the rain was ever present in silver last week, wasn't it? I've got to say, it was a bit of a damp squid, wasn't it, on last Monday? But I've got to say, the heat is on here in Hungary, and my goodness me, then, who is going to be able to maintain the heat and keep in the kitchen? And who is going to have to get out of the kitchen? Yes, we come through the chicane now then. I'm talking all sorts of nonsense tonight, and I don't know what's gone wrong with me, to be honest. I'm very hyper at the moment. So here comes YBR. He's going to be the first man to cross the line. At the moment, in the pit still is Glock and Faxland. 2 of the championship rivals are not really keen on going out. Look, that's who's that. That's Drav. That's Drav who's gone into the wall. He's in the wall out of turn 4. That is not good at all. And so he's the first victim of that infamous turn 4. The slippy curb there for 68. And unfortunately, he's going to have to come back in the pits as well then. We're on board with him. Now, it's those new tires. They don't look very shiny to me, so I wonder if they're used tires for trial there. But unfortunately, though, that's really put him on the back foot, hasn't it? So that's a shame now for Dra. On board with YBR, and he is now accelerating out of turn 1. Then we're starting to drop downhill, aren't we? And we go into turn 2. And then dropping down to 3rd gear, and just look at that then. And now going into turn 4, then it's the easy flat, is there? Probably not so easy in the wet there, is there? Hopefully we don't have any rain now out there. YBR has gone fast in the first sector. Remember, the times from Q1 and 2 doesn't matter anymore. All that was about was trying to get yourself into this session now. Now it's where the real game begins. It's trying to get onto pole position. Currently, as it stands, we've only ever had 1 pole sitter in silver, and that is Glock. He has gone for 6, so he is going to match. He's going to match the record of gold, isn't he? Here tonight, and that is incredible. In 6 races, Glock has been the only man to be on pole position. YBR going very wide there, but keeping it just within track limits there. Is absolutely spot on there for YBR. Very much hats off to him there, indeed. Then coming into turn 13 there as well. I love this shot. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? To watch the cars there in action, isn't it? The cars are always sliding there, but you just need to keep it a forward motion, don't you? YBR YBR is definitely doing that. We're on board with the Racing Point driver. He comes up to the line there as well. DRS right on the money. He is down at 16.893. Good stuff there. Next to come across the line, I think it's King's Home. King's Home is going second fast. We've got a McLaren now of Hunter. I think it is. It is Hunter. He is up in the third position at the moment. Then we got a Haas in the background. I think that's Faxon just starting his lap at the moment. But Forza is on pole position at the moment. But here comes Viton, who's just outside of Forza's time in second position. We got a Red Bull there of Glock, who's just starting his time as well. Asdog going into third position. There we've got a Williams then. I think that is Serious Mushroom. It is Serious Mushroom. He's moved himself into second there. Serious Mushroom has fantastic stuff indeed then. So very good times there. Forza 16.6 there for Forza. Can he get on the podium once again then? Well, that's a long way to go, yeah. I'm jumping the gun, ain't I? Wow, we haven't even finished qualifying yet. But Forza there once again showing some speed then. We're on board Faxon. There's a bit of a car park in front of us of Hunter and one of the Toros as well then. But again, out of the way, beautifully well then. Nicely done there from both drivers. Very good awareness. Good stuff indeed then. Faxon always gone wide though. You can see the understeer of the car there just wants to go wide. He didn't want to go, he didn't want to stay in the track limits there. Asdog's retired from the session. He's had a big old smash there, hasn't he? That's big. Oh dear. And I'm not sure what's happened there. That's another car behind him as well, wasn't it? I don't know, but that's not good at all. Faxon coming to the line and Asdog is out qualifying. He's going to only qualify fourth at this stage, so that's a shame there for Asdog. This is the last corner for Faxon. He's around now. DRS right on the money. He is on pole position in at 16.441 then. Here comes Glock. He is the only one to be on pole position in silver so far. Is it going to make it 6? Well, at the moment, he's definitely on course for it. He's done a 16.167 in the Red Bull. 3/10 of a second in front of Faxon at the moment. Now, that's round one done. Let's see what it can do in the second round then. Draft has come back out of the pits now as well. Shame for Asdog, and his car has been cleared in the full turn 4 there. So Asdog very much had some speed today as well, so that's a shame there for Asdog. He's dropped down to 6 already. So after the first jabs have been thrown, let's see how it is then in the top 10. Glock is on pole position and he's going for 6 at the moment, and he's certainly in pole position to get that as well. Faxon is second. He has done a 16.4. Then 2/10 of a second back is Forza in third position. Then we've got Serious Mushroom fourth, V-Todd in fifth, Asdog 6th. That is the highest he's going to start, unfortunately. YBR is in 7th position. Then we've got King's Home in 8th, Hunter in 9th position, and Dra is now starting his run now. And here he is in car 68. Unfortunately, he had a trip at turn 4 as well, didn't he, and damaged the car. As just having a look as Glock is saying he had on the pole, and Lapa Grant saying it looked like he had traffic, and Hunter is saying getting out of the way of traffic and section 2 is horrible. It is, but I got to say, did a very good job actually, both Hunter and I think it was Serious Mushroom as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. Dra has gone up faster than Q in section 1. I'm not even sure if that's purple, but I'm just saying what the track map is. No, I'm very gullible. But Dra there, according to the map, he is faster than Q in section 1, and then through the Mickey Mouse chicane there as well. Now coming in, now this heart of the second sector. It's twisty, it's windy around here, going wide there, but he's still on the money then. Turn 10 there, through to turn 11 now then, not going too wide there. You can gain a lot of time there, but of course you will be done for track extension and down into turn 12. We are not very far from home. There's 2 corners left on this lap. YBR is out on track already. Those are the only 2 cars out on track there. It's a perfect opening of a track there. I wonder if Dra's going to come back in and go back out. It's going to be very tight for time. I don't think he's going to have enough time unless he motors. Here he comes then, and on his debuts, 8 fast at the moment and Dries. So we're keeping on what Dra does, if he's going to stay out or come in the pit set. We're now watching YBR, who is currently in 7th position in the Racing Point. I was about to say Force India, and they're going to change their name once again then, which I've got to say, as soon as I get used to the name, they change it again, don't they? I've got to say, of course, Racing Point did actually launch that car earlier on. We'll talk about that in a minute. But before we even talk, oh no, we ain't going to talk about that, because YBR is in the wall. He's in the wall. He's damaged the car. Remember, that's where Jonathan and Bowden crashed yesterday. What came together yesterday, and unfortunately YBR is going to be starting 7th at the highest today. He is ripped off the front left corner of the car, and YBR is out of qualifying. What a shame there for YBR. And you can see the car scraping across the floor. That was an awful sound, wasn't it? Just on board then with Dra, who is just on an in-lap at the moment. So we've lost 2 cars in this qualifying session, so it's down to the top 8 now. And at this moment in time then, who is we've got V-Todd just starting his lap then. And according to that, he's gone very quick in the final sector. Hopefully I haven't used up his tyres too early on and too quickly. Let's go on board VTOP then, coming out of turn 1 then. DRS on the money. He was a bit slow on the DRS button there, VTOP Wilson. I think he was still trying to turn the car. Wasn't straightened up as quick as he would have liked, I think, there. He's in turn 2 now, and of course we've got to be very careful. Turn 3 is also a very much a spinning zone as well, but I think the tyres, well, they're so fresh, so that shouldn't be a problem then. He has gone 2/10 of a second up than his previous on his first attempt, then that will get him in the third position. VTOP, this man is very much a qualifying specialist, isn't he, VTOP? Can he get it together in the race as well? Very impressive stuff for VTOP there, and I think Monaco and Belgium was particularly impressive. Brilliant stuff there, and he's back on the money here tonight, isn't he, VTOP? He is in the second section as well. Lovely shot there from the side part of the McLaren, and going wide then. Is that too wide? It's not too wide at all. He's half a second up in the second section. VTOP he's coming into the face, 2 corners from home. VTOP this is going to be a great time indeed, and that is going to really ruffle the feathers of Faxan and Forza, who was second and third mode. As a Glock there, I think he's just out of reach centre top, but this is going to be a cracking lap nonetheless. DRS is open then. Let's see what he does. He is second fastest at the, oh my goodness me, just over a 10th of a second away from pole position for VTOP. That's a cracking lap there. 2.5 minutes to go then. There's going to be a lot of track evolution because there's a bit of a dust bowl around here, isn't it? I wonder if VTOP has enough in him to go and have another go then. Faxan there is just navigating turn 13 then. He is very close to home as well. Let's go then as he's coming around the final turn then. He is on course. Faxan going wide then. Is that going to kill the momentum? Oh, he's done it. He's improved by 500 seconds, but he's third fastest at the moment. Todd is right in the mix at the moment, isn't he? Second fastest. Brilliant stuff there from VTOP. What about Serious Mushroom? He is coming through 13 then, and with 1 course to go, and he's coming into the pits then, so he's not up here his time then. Well, I think I'm over here for him. Serious Mushroom then. I think it's too late in the day to come in and come back out. I might be wrong, but you can't really cut corners really around here, can you? So you can't, he's got a yellow flag in front of us. There's one of the Mercedes there of Dry, who's actually come back out again, and he's parked right on the grass. My goodness me, how close they get to each other. Incredible spatial awareness from all guys out there. Brilliant stuff indeed. On board King Don't Know, he is 9th at the on the, he's 9th. Serious Mushrooms retired from the session, and so he'll be 5th as high as he can go at the moment. Faxan's an AI at the moment, so hopefully he gets out of the way. He does beautifully well there. Of course, the dirty air is extends to about 5 seconds back, doesn't it? So it's quite brutal, this dirty air, isn't it? Which is an S4 in 4th position as well. He's on an outlap as well. Glock is also on an outlap. Here we go then. This is it then. 1 more minute to go in this session then. This is where, who is your money on? Is it going to be 6 for 6 then for Glock? Or have we got someone else in the woodwork, so to speak then? Faxan is still on track then. I'm not sure if he's going around again. VTOP is not going around again. Kingstown comes up to the line. He goes into 5th fast. He's in front of Mushroom, Asdog, and what behind good stuff indeed. Faxan's in the pit, so Faxan is done as well. Forza's about to start us out. We'll keep an eye on those guys because it's Hunter who will be the first man to cross the line with just over half a minute to go in this qualifying session. Really good stuff indeed then as he comes up into turn 4 as well. Flicks it through the left hand. They're beautiful. Oh, he sees it by his time. Hunter has. That is it. Hunter's day is done in qualifying. The best he's going to be his 10th position. Oh no, that's not going to toll there for the McLaren driver. Huge blow there for Hunter, and he is going to be only 10th on the grid then. King's up there, just trying to get out of the way, I think. Oh, Forza's in the wall. Forza's in the wall then at turn 4. That's damage, and Forza is not going to get any higher, unfortunately. What a shame then. They're all dropping by the wayside here at the moment, aren't they? Glock is on, flicking it through turn 4. My goodness me, that man's got some commitment, doesn't he? Let's go on board then with Glock at the moment. He has an advantage. He's 700 down mode as it stands currently. We've Todd and Faxan are done. Forza's done as well. As he has damaged the car. Kingzone's done. Droff and Hunter's done as well. So it's Vitrina, Dra, and Glock for pole position. Then we're on board with Glock at the moment. Look at it, that's incredible, isn't it? How is he keeping it? He's on 2/10 of a second up. Brilliant stuff then in a turn 12 then. Dropping down to 3rd gear, I think that was, and we got a car just in front of us. My goodness me, I absolutely agree with that commentary. I think it's from Droffer. Absolutely fantastic stuff. That man is on rails, isn't he? He is like a steam train as he comes into the final corner now, accelerates away. Glock, where's he going? He's going to improve the time. He's in the 15.736. Wow, incredible stuff. What about Dra? He's coming to the line, and he goes into 4th fastest on his debut. Brilliant stuff then. Fantastic qualifying. But Glock, 6 for 6. He is on pole position once again. Then this man has reserved that reserved that first position, hasn't he? No other person has been on pole position yet in silver. Oh, I think Glock should let someone else have a go on that pole position. Incredible stuff, isn't it? 5/10 of a second in the end was the gap between Glock and VTOD. Then, but VTOD is second on the grid. Brilliant stuff. That's his best qualifying performance of silver. Brilliant. Faxan in third position with Dra in fourth position. We got Forza in fifth with Kingdom sixth, but Kingdom's got a 5-place grid penalty. The Serious Mushroom is in seventh position. Asdog eighth. Ninth is YBR, and 10th position is Hunter. And I'm going to have a break. Because that was an intense qualifying session, wasn't it? I didn't even mention how important this qualifying session is compared to a couple of other tracks we've been to recently. Of course, obviously, apart from Monaco. Yeah, I would say it's probably the second most important qualifying session of the season, perhaps. Of course, we've been to a place like Belgium, which you can overtake. I would say overtake quite easily. But well, I think YBR showed that you have to be bold to overtake him, don't you? Of course, Silverstone as well, another place where you can overtake on. Sometimes could be an overtaking fest, can it? I think there was a stat earlier on about the 2016 Chinese Grand Prix had I think about 20 fewer overtakes in the whole of the 96 season. That's absolutely incredible, isn't it? And of course Russia as well. Remember Russia, the long drag, isn't it, down to turn 2. So I would definitely say this is definitely one of the more trickier tracks I would take on. So I didn't even mention that in qualifying, so that just shows how much of a rubbish pundit I am. Anyway, we're going into a qualifying now. We're going into the race now. We could have qualifying again if you like. I loved it. So we can have qualifying again if you want. But of course, this is what all you've come to see, isn't it? Is the race, isn't it? And that is what this is the main event of tonight. And his Glock there has just gone into the wall, and he is not keen on the formation lap at all, is he? Let's go through then the positions then from front to back then. On pole position is Glock for the 6th time. Fantastic stuff. Todd is alongside him on row 1. Then we have Faxan in 3rd position, just behind his championship rival. Dra in 4th position. Forza in 5th. Asdog is in 6th position with YBR 7th and Hunter in 8th position as well. That's row 4. Alhan is in 9th position. Kingzone, of course, has got a 5-place grid penalty, but he starts 10th. Ghost is in 11th position. Then we have Serious Mushroom is in 12th position. Van Dorn in 13th position. We got FIFA in 14th position. Lesnar down in 15th position. 16th is Double. Fran is in 17th position. And Lightsair is 18th and not racing tonight, unfortunately. So we've got 17 cars then, so we're just on board then with Glock then, so he's coming through the field then. Hard tires for Glock, hard tires for Lesnar, both Red Bulls on the hard tires for Double as well, and for Alhan. Then we got a couple of soft sprinkling around there. Dra and Asdol, they're going to be flying off the line, aren't they? Oh, it's Glock just going into the back there of YBR. And we've got a Haas there. I've got to say, it's a bit of a scrappy old formation lap, isn't it, out there? There's a lovely shot of grass there. If any of you like ground force or anything like that, that is a fantastic shot. But I'm not a big fan of gardening because I don't like going outside. Anyway, we're on board that with VTOD that he is just coming up to the line there as well. On the front row for his first time in ALR. I wonder how nervous this man's going to be. Does he show nerves? I don't know, but we'll find out in just a few moments time. We're on board the McLaren, he's just lining up. Then we got Fran there coming through. Also, he's making his debut as well. This man might have nervous as well as he is coming through the to park his car on P17 here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. There they are. Those are the magic lights, and when they'll go out, we'll be racing in Hungary. Of course, they will go off, and then we'll have a pause as we like to build up things in. Oh, there, Lone Lights is flying through the field. That's a fantastic start for Lone Lights. Now we go, and Glock get away nicely, but remember he's on the hard compound tire then, and he's already defended. He's shoved across, and the Mercedes and VTOD as well. So come down into turn when Glock is leading, and look at us, and this is David Todd almost skating into the McLaren, and Glock leads. Droffus had a fantastic stop. Alston is covering the field as well, and up in the 3rd position. Brilliant stuff. Oh, he's gone wide. Todd has gone over. Look on the inside. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Forza 5th position. Faxan's in 6th. Then we got Hunter 7th position. YBR has gone very wide there in 8th position, and Alhan and Ghost Recon is in 10th position as they fly through turn 4, and look at that's an incredible sight, and look at them all, and they're all safely through. I think then as Van Dorn, Van Dorn now, I thought it was understeer into the Ferrari of FIFA then, but he's up the inside. Oh, damn it, that's Alfa Romeo. I'm sure it was an Alfa Romeo car, and we're just on board. That is Van Dorn is going on the outside. He's back on the inside. He is through. There is damage in front though, and we got a queue of cars. I'm thinking it's an Alfa Romeo. Let's just take a look. It's Aston, I think. Aston's got damage there, and yeah, that's a lot of damage there as well for Aston there. So that's a shame then. Drives up 2 positions there. Fantastic stuff. Going for the complete lap 1 then. We've got a Trilly train already here, and look at that, it's definitely fought the leader, isn't it, at the moment? Asdog is in the pits, and what a shame for Asdog. He was on fantastic time. Yellow flag. Oh no, we've had contact at the back there. Fran and Double have come together. Leicester is also recovering as well. He's damaged the Red Bull, has he? I don't think he has actually. No, he hasn't. I'm just making this up then. Double there, unfortunately, having an adventure there as well. But don't think it was Double. Fran and Leicester, they're certainly having some issues there. Gap at the front, Draz only it's 9/10 of a second back of him. Vitol for position. Forza and Faxan are very close together then as they fly through turn 3 then as they come into turn 4 then, and here they are. Look, there's Glock, Vitol, then Forza and Faxan in 5th position then, drop down 2 positions there. Aldo has dropped down 70 positions, the biggest mover in all that. Well, it's very much status quo, really, isn't it? There's no big movers really in this in the opening exchanges there to this session there. Look at Faxon. Look at them, they're skating over me. Incredible stuff, Ben, as they come out of the Mickey Mouse chicane then. Faxon at the moment then is oh wow, what was that? YBR getting very much out of shape there, wasn't he? As it comes through turn 11 there as well. Look at that, he's skating off the track about on those medium tires. They're really struggling there. I wonder if it's tire temperature perhaps then for the racing point driver, but really struggling there to get the car turned in, as you can see coming around again then. Look at all these long turns out. There's the McLaren there, that's Hunter in the background. Look at them all, there. Lionel Stern then, isn't he? There's a bit of a queue forward behind the Fax at the moment. As a force there, it's just 7/10 of a second front then. DRS will be available at the end of this lap then, and here we go then. So of course the DRS is when the rear wing will open. It's like a little letterbox. It will open, and they will have less drag then on the rear of the cars then. So I've got to say, once again, just like Silverstone, pristine driving then, as no shenanigans on the open lap there, apart from Ansdog there, who I think he clouded the back of Dra, who's the debutant in 2nd position mode. So Dra, hats off to the Mercedes driver, doing a fantastic job, isn't it? And look at them all, they're flying through turn 4. That's a fantastic shot. Look at them, that's brilliant stuff. I got to say that's fantastic, isn't it? Of course, these cars are quite long these days, aren't they? I do prefer the look of the more nimble ones back in the 2006 era, but my God, it's still cracking to see. Look at these cars come through, isn't it? And I'm really enjoying some of these camera shots around Hungary. It really shows the cars, don't it, and what they're working on, what stresses they're on. And we're on board there with Hunter then, who's in 2nd position mode. He is just maxing Faxon at the moment, all on the medium tires then, so they have got a window. Glock is on the hard tires and just wandering away. He's almost 2 seconds in front. Glock is as it stands at the moment then. Of course, Glock going for his 5th race win in 6 races, as YBR they're getting very wild there coming out of turn 13 then. It looked like he was cutting the pits then, so he's going to be under a lot of pressure there for Alhan at the moment. I got to say, Alhan's been impressive, hasn't he? Of course, he's had a couple of races, and look at this great shot here. Let's go on board then with the racing point, and look at that, look how messy this draw has dropped down in the 3rd position, as we got a yellow flag because V-Todd is in the wall. V-Todd is gone. What's going on? I don't know. He's oh dear, something's gone majorly wrong there for V-Todd. The man who was on the front row is out of the race. Virtual safety car, he's gone right off. That's a big old shot there from V-Todd. I don't know what happened there. He's just gone straight on, and I'm wondering, well, I'm not even sure what happened there. Incredible stuff, and as V-Todd has left the session there, so I wonder if he had a problem there with his I wonder if there was a problem with the steering wheel or something, or a sticky throttle there, because he went straight on there. It's unusual to see a car down there. Of course, we've had Barrichello go down there with bad suspension failure. We also had Hulkenberg skate straight on there as well with a front wing failure. Didn't look like anything like that, but that is certainly not good for V-Todd. Then V-Todd was having a cracker in an event here, wasn't he? Brilliant job there in qualifying. He was on the front row. Unfortunately, it's all gone pear-shaped after we're only just on lap 4 of this race then. So virtual safety car is when basically, well, never mind about that, because we're back racing then. So enough about the virtual safety car, and we're back up and running then. As Alhan and Ghost has got Ghost for close company, and we've got Kingdo as well, of course, coming back for the field after that 5-place grid penalty. Now into turn 13, as the accelerator way. Of course, DRS is still active there, of course, because of the virtual safety car. The DRS will not be disabled for 3 laps. So here we go again then as they come through once again and over the grid hatches then. Ghost will have DRS then, and he is gaining on Alhan. Ghost looks like he has the legs of the Haas. No, the Haas are doing a bit of a moonwalk there and going back into the back of Ghost there. Accelerates out there as well now. Alhan is on the hard compound tires, and that's why Ghost is on the medium, and he has the pace at the moment, doesn't he, over the Haas driver. The Haas driver doesn't want to drop too far down, but he has to figure the long game. Alhan does like fly through turn 3 then. We're on board then with Ghost then, and he is just keeping along so there at the moment then. Of course, not many cars pass through turn 4. You need to be very bold, don't you, to have a go through turn 4. We've had a couple of good overtakes there. Of course, one of them does stand out, which is Grosjean, even though that was illegal, wasn't it? Because he did go all 4 wheels off the track then. And again then, lovely shots there. I've got to say, Hungary's good for having some beautiful artistical shots, isn't it? And look at this then. Faxan is all over the rear of Forza at the moment. And look at this, he is really devolved. Forza defending Faxan's up the inside into turn 14. Contact! Hunter takes the face of Matching. Hunter, oh no! And I'm not sure if they cut together, but Hunter there just about Faxan just about keeping 4th position there. And well, that was very, very close, wasn't it? Glock has set the fast out of the race and on 6 laps. So whilst he's just pulling away, it's all chaos behind him. No, there's a Hunter coming across the line then. DRS available there, but YBR is closer to Hunter than Hunter is. He's gone up into a 3rd position there. No, he's dropped down to 3rd, I should say. Where they are? There they are. Forza is back into 2nd position then. So the soft tires, this is what happened last night. And where are they? There they are. And Forza is through and up into 4th position there. Dry's dropping down now. It's the soft tires. He's the only man on the soft tires, and he's going to be really struggling now for pace there, isn't he? And unfortunately for Faxan, he's going to have to follow Dry all the way through the 2nd sector, isn't he? Oh, excuse me. Oh, lovely shot here, isn't it? Oh, and we got away from that very quickly, didn't we? Look at this. It's an incredible queue of cars, isn't it? 5.1 seconds to gap into the front. On board, in fact, and he is 2nd in the championship vote, the Monaco Grand Prix winner. And the man who had an absolutely spectacular call. It's a proper old train, isn't it? From 2nd all the way down into 13th. Look at this. He's going to stick through on the inside. Is he? Faxan, of course, had an attempt there on Forza around there last lap. And once again, it's deja vu. And Hunter this time is at the inside. And look at that again. Very nip and tuck. Look at that. And Hunter has snuck through and passed Faxan and moved into... no, he hasn't, because he's dropped back as well. Hunter might go up and under on board there with the McLaren driver then. And Faxan has still got 3rd position moment then. And look at that. Then Faxan's got some pace on that. He's got some pace on that Haas, hasn't he? As he pulls away then. Look at the background. That's a Williams. Whoa! A Ghost there. Flying, steaming in there. And he has dropped. I think he's dropped further back than what he started there. We've also got battling at the back there. So Dry is dropping down. He's on the hard tires and he's down in 15th position at the moment. Oof. Wow, I've got to say, this is incredibly close racing, isn't it? Around Hungary, and it's been brilliant stuff once again. Driving has been absolutely impeccably, hasn't it, so far? As far as I can see, Ghost has got a 3-second penalty at the moment. Just watching Alhan, who's on the hard tires. So he started on the hard tires and going very much for the long game as well. Kingston was just behind him at the moment. Look at that, they're all over the back of that Renault there, aren't they? This is a cracking race, it really is there. I am absolutely loving this. It's absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then. And I'll come to your comments in a minute, guys, because that's a Williams there who is just visiting the scenery there, a bit of cross country there from Ghost then. As he's coming out of turn 12. Oh, and that Ferrari just going very wide indeed. I've got to say that these guys do quite like the scenery, don't they? They like to get close to the fans, don't they? That's what we like to see, don't we? So he is coming through turn 14 again. The DRS activation zone was just before turn 12, wasn't it? So all these guys from Faxland all the way down to Cirrus Mushroom will have DRS, so they're cancelling each other out at the moment, aren't they? So that's why there's not much going on. Well, I said there's not much going on. There's a hell of a lot going on, isn't there? Van Dorn is through, and what's happening here then? We got all sorts going on then. And FIFA's dropped down to 11th position. We got Van Dorn and Ghost also battling away as well. We got Hunter. Hunter is dropping down in his YBR. It's got through, and there's action all over the show. I apologise. I missing all this stuff as so they just seem to pass each other wherever they want to. It's great stuff. Hunter there just again by YBR. That would have definitely surprised Hunter, I think. Then Hunter down in 5th position, but YBR once again showed he's got some racecraft on the very good defend did, and he showed today. It's like, oh, and Hunter there is a really lost momentum there, and now Alhan is going to be all over his gearbox, isn't he? He ran a bit wide out of turn 7 there, and now he has dulled the power, dulled the momentum, and he is now in the clutches of the hard running Alhan as well. I mean his tires. Oh, the back end sitting out on the Haas there, isn't he? Well, I think the hard tires should be up to temperature now. So look at them all, look at them all. It's incredible. It's like a Monday afternoon traffic jam. Oh, that's Kingdom there, who's gone very wide then, coming out of turn 12. Oh my goodness me. Wow, I gotta say, that's incredible. Look, we're on lap 9 already, and I am absolutely sweating. I think I've been outside and stormed Dennis. I'm not saturated. Oh, lovely shot here from Hunter then. And who is that in the background? That is Kingdom and Ghost battling away then. It was almost Barrichello and Schumacher, because the Ghost was showing him the pit wall, but now he's gone up and under, and now he's there side by side going down to turn 2. Kingdom should have the inside, but Ghost dances on the outside. He's in 7th position then, and Kingdom is down in 8th then at this moment in time then, and they're coming up the hill then. I think now unfortunately it's for the leader now up into as Asdog just overtakes his teammate double and moved up into 14th position as well. Van Dorn as a Kingdom is off the track there at turn number 4. Oh, and he just clouted the barrier as well then as he is spinning around. He hasn't damaged the car, Kingdom hasn't. Oh my goodness me. And there's Lesnar just coming through as well on the hard tires, down in 12th position today. Lesnar's struggling on this track there. Oh, and Kingdom is having some issues getting the car going, is it? Oh, and Dra there getting a lot of oversteer there, isn't he? Good catch there from Dra. I gotta say, very much he's very much I don't know, Alistair Cook-esque. That's brilliant, isn't it? Anyway, back to the race then at the moment. Forza, Fax and YBR has come up to the back of these guys quite quickly. I think Forza's doing a fantastic job, isn't he? He's got a slippery car, hasn't he, that Renault driver, and really doing a good job there of battling away for 2nd position. And he is, I think he's doing a cracking job, isn't he? As they come down to turn 1 again, then there's Fax on there, just staying stationary for the moment. Oh no! And I'm not sure what happened there. I think a Forza there just went wide there or something like that. Now Fax is in trouble because Warrior right up the inside. Where is he? We're on board. He is through. Fax has dropped down into 4th position then, and I'm not sure what with Forza, but it's really compromised Fax, and Fax has now dropped behind at YBR. YBR is never shy, is he, to stick his nose in. He is up into 3rd position then. 4th position is Fax, and Hunter is in 5th. We're on board with the McLaren driver all over the back of Fax at the moment. And Forza is really struggling at this stage race. I wonder if his medium tires are starting to go off. Starting to really feel the pain of this hot and very hot and steamy Hungarian Grand Prix. Oh my goodness! Well, I'm a bit hot and steamy. It looks like I've been in a sauna, and my goodness me, YBR has somehow kept it on the kept on the island. But I thought he was a god of that. That's great car control, isn't it? Brilliant stuff. Absolutely car control of the highest caliber. And look, oh, Hunter there. Oh my goodness me! I thought the rear end there just floating as well. And once again, then this is the danger zone mode. I think a Forza might be out of the danger zone because it's not a long straight. This isn't, is it? So you just a bit of clearance should be enough there to keep you in front there. As a Fax and is having a look on the outside. YBR's gone on the inside, and it's kept his position then as they accelerate out of turn 1 then, and now dropping down the hill then. And you can see this Gagler car is now starting to split in two. Van Dorn has got a second disadvantage now to himself and Ghost Recon, so it's all starting to spread out. Lesnar's moved up to 11th position as well. Lesnar really struggling on this track at the moment, isn't he? But he's making his way very calmly through the field at the moment, and that is what you need. Hunter's got a 3-second penalty. Looks like the penalty's been very good as well at the moment. Fantastic stuff from all guys out there. Really good stuff indeed. So we're on board then with the McLaren driver and navigating through the chicane then 4/10 of a second beyond. It's very difficult to be in a battle like this, isn't it? You got to look forward, but you also got to look back as well, isn't it? Because there's only 5/10 of a second back as Alhan as well. and we have seen in this battle already, Faxan there was focusing on Forza, and YBR just snuck through, didn't he? Choice, that was a bad example, really, because I think there's something went a bit awry there, didn't it? But it's very difficult as well. Alhan and Ghost are also battling away in turn 12. I think turn 12 has become a bit of a favourite overtaking spot around here, as Ghost there hacksawing away there, as he was getting a bit of oversteer, isn't he? Look at those brake discs glow in there, isn't it? It's hot on track. It's also, and Faxan going wide. This is Hunter's best opportunity. Faxan is defending. Hunter is gaining. He's got Surfer. He's got DRS. I think Faxan has turned up the years to max. Oh, he's gone wide there. Hunter might have a look there. He's got to go on the inside, but Faxan has still got the inside. They're going into turn 2. Look at them. There's Drizzle Drag Race down in turn 2. Faxan has the inside then. It's Hunter going to go a bit under them. No, not quite then. Faxan parked his car in an absolutely beautiful spot there, and Hunter couldn't take advantage there of the error there from Faxan then. This is an incredible battle, isn't it? I gotta say, the midfield battle in silver is absolutely frantic. It really is. It's so close, isn't it? Of course, Glock there has got a 10.7 second advantage on the hard tires as well. But it's anyone's game behind the moment. We've got Forza, we've got YBR, we've got Faxan, Hunter, Alhan and Ghost battling away. Then we've got Van Dorn, Serious Mushroom and FIFA Beefy also battling as well. Then we've got Lesnar, Fran, Alstog, Dra and Kingzone and Double battling away. It's brilliant stuff up and down the field then. Retirement so far, Lightson who left after Q2 then, so I think he couldn't handle the heat unfortunately, so he's unfortunately retired from the race. And also we lost to Todd as well, who I'm not sure what happened then. Into the pits then, because Faxan, he's rolled the dice on lap 13 then. We've also got Hunter in the pits as well. Hunter, that was a very late call. Oh, lovely shot here from Alhan then, as looking back, there's a Ghost on his tail, and it is Ghost Recon in the Williams then, and the straight is just slightly too short here. Serious Mushroom then. I don't think he was on a serious then. So Faxan's in the pits and he's in and out. He's on the hard compound tire. It should be a one-stopper, I think. This week I know what I'm talking about. So it's Faxan out of the pits, Hunter's out of the pits. Right, they're going to get in front of Asdog. Asdog is the first one to pit and he's got on the hard tires, Asdog is. They should get out in front. They do indeed then, is Dra then just behind him as well then. So you can see that the undercut is not very powerful around here, like Silverstone, isn't it? Oh my goodness me, YBR is now all over the back of Forza. Forza's really strong for speed. I say the undercut isn't very powerful around here. If Faxan and Hunter can get those tires up to temperature quickly as possible, then perhaps they could leapfrog this battle here, can't they? So they might have a huge advantage here. I wonder if Forza and YBR, are they going to react to this? Glock doesn't need to. He's got a 12-second advantage, hasn't he? So really he's nowhere near in the undercut territory, isn't it? The undercut territory is around 3-4 seconds, so he's got almost got 3 times that, hasn't he? So Glock there very comfortable, isn't he? Unfortunately for him though, he doesn't get much coverage, does he? Forza is in the pits and so is YBR in the pits as well. Alhan, remember, is on the hard tires as well, so we're going to see Alhan come back in this race in the near future. Oh, it's a 5-second penalty for Forza, and that's a huge blow for Forza, and that is massive. He's going to serve that 5-second penalty, and then he's going on the hard compound tires, and he's in and out very quickly indeed. There was a bit of a slow stop there for the Renault drivers, isn't it? As they come out, Lonelson there as well. Here comes Fran there, just coming through in 7th position. Where's Forza? They're coming out there. There, look at this Faxan, he's steering through. He is through. He passes Forza, swoops on the outside, and up into 8th position. Then de facto second then for Faxan. Brilliant stuff. Forza 3rd. YBR, so Forza 9th, YBR 10th, Hunter 11th position. Draz moved up into 12th position. Asdog, Kingzone, FIFA coming out of the pits, and Double also in at 16th position as well. Glock, there he is. He's still in the race. He's still in the race, albeit he seems to be on a different part of the Hungarian country side at the moment, isn't he? But he's still there. We're on board dead with the closest battle on track, I think, or haven't said that, is YBR, who's actually got on the medium compound tires. So YBR is committed to a 2-stop strategy here, so that's an interesting development, isn't it? Unless I've completely misread that and he was on the hard or the soft, but that means he's going to have to come in again there, YBR, so he's committed to a 2-stopper, and he is also committing to trying to get by Forza as quickly as possible. He's going to have a look at it down into turn 12. Oh, there's contact, and that door is always closing there for YBR, and unfortunately YBR there is dropped down into 11th position then. So that's a shame. Then for Serious Mushroom up the inside, passes Van Doorn, or does he? Because Van Doorn is trying to go up and under. Serious Mushroom is through and up into 4th position. Van Doorn has dropped down to 5th position. Ghost has got some speed at the moment, hasn't he? Faxon is through. He's past Fran. He's up in the 7th position. His Forza got to follow his way through. Fran having a look there. Oh, I thought Fran was getting very tasty, wasn't he, on that throttle pedal? But Faxon is through and up into 8th position. And Forza in 9th position at the moment then. And he needs to get by Fran as quickly as possible. Fran's done 14 laps there on those medium tyres, so he's on a different strategy in this race currently. So, but that might come back and help him later on in this race, and we're going to keep an eye on that ball. But this is the closest battle on track at the moment, and that is the hard runner of Alhan, who will have medium compound tyres. I think that he's on the same strategy as Glock at this stage of the race, and that's why Alhan has moved himself up into a very competitive 2nd position there. Good stuff indeed. Then it really is. I got to say a huge thanks to Granty there for keeping our audience entertained, isn't he? With some of the comments in the with its expert analysis in the comment section. Good stuff indeed. I'll read them out in just a few moments because it's worth a read. It really is. Into the pits there comes Serious Mushroom's teammate. That is a Ghost then. So he's in a couple of laps later then. So those laps may pay dividends later on. Then. Oh, and Fran there just coming in the pits well, taking a very late entry there into the pits then, and we'll see where he comes out in a minute. Lesnar, of course, also on the hard tyre as well, and he is up into 5th position then. YBR is at the fastest out of the race. That man is flying out there, isn't he? Ghost is coming out. Where's... Oh, look at that! We got a brilliant seat here between Ghost and Hunter. And my goodness me, that's very close. Hunter has lost momentum, and YBR is going to stick his nose in again. He's going... Oh, there's contact. That's damage. Ghost has gone wide. Ghost has gone very wide then. And it's... Oh, no, my goodness me. YBR has damaged the car. I think it was a Force India... Sorry, a Racing Point weakness come off there. But I think he punted Ghost out of the way there, didn't he? Let's have a look. He hasn't got damaged, Ghost hasn't. But... Oh, and Hunter is off the track there. He has damaged the car, and that is a lot of damage there for Hunter. What a shame then for Hunter. I wonder if he might come back in and go on the on the medium tyre then, and Ghost there might be frustrated there as he just kind of got nerfed off the track there by this man here. He has now got damage to the front wing there. At YBR, so he is now going to suffer an almighty amount of understeer there, which is not good at all, is it? Around this track, into the pits comes Serious Mushroom and Van Doorn. They're the last two men to pit who started on the medium compound tyres, so they're in the pits now then, well, as far as I can tell anyway. So the rest of them should be on the hard tyre then, really, apart from YBR, who's gone the alternative strategy. And Lesnar now up in the 3rd position. Remember, Lesnar who was out of Q1. He's now he's navigated his way back up in the 3rd position there. Now his tyres will not be in the best state there, will they? Drive moving up in front. He's the meat in the Williams sandwich there, and he's in 8th position in Serious Mushroom 9th. Asdog has made his way to 10th position. Good stuff there from Asdog. Fantastic. Alright, and on board with Serious Mushroom then. And of course, we have only, I think we've covered half distance now then. So take a deep breath, everyone. I just did. And we, as you've probably heard from that very wheezly move breath there, isn't it? I sound like that Ghastly Pokemon. And I don't mean Pierre. As it's coming through turn 5 then, Serious Mushroom. He was just dropping off the back then. Asdog seems to be the man on the mission at the moment. Did Hunter come in the pits? And he has come in the pits. He's dropped right down to the back. He's on the medium tyre now, Hunter is. That is a shame there for Hunter, isn't it? Look, YBR's under awful wide pressure. That's the damage he's got on that Racing Point. Hey, look at the understeer on that Racing Point. He is struggling, isn't he? Now Ghost is all over the back of him as well. And of course, remember, the tyre strategy is completely different as Asdog has moved his way in front of Serious Mushroom there. Good stuff there from Asdog. Ghost Recon then all over the back of YBR. Is YBR going to come in the pits then? He is coming in the pits and he is losing too much time then with that front wing damage then. So Ghost is up into a 6th position then. YBR is coming into the pits. He needs to slow it down. He has slowed it down to 8 kilometers an hour, I believe it is, here in Hungary. He's coming into the pits, and more tyres are going to go on then. So he was planning on 2-stopper anyway, but this is too early, isn't it? He's on the hard compound tyre. That's the only strategy he can go with now, isn't it? If he went on the hard tyre originally, he would have been able to go back on the medium tyre, so that would have helped him in some instance. Oh, and look at this, that's a bit of contact there between Asdog and Serious Mushroom there. Asdog is just trying to recover and get himself back on the track, and we only caught the end of that, but is that FIFA that's just going on the outside, and wow. Asdog then, unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's a late kind of move there from Asdog. as a Glock is at the fast out of the race there on the hard tire as well. That just shows how much life he's got in those hard tires there. Glock is 18.6 seconds in front of Alhan at the moment, whilst what's all going on in the background. And Fran is out of the race. Safety car in this race. Wow, that's really live with the race. That's a big smash there from Fran. That's a huge smash there from the debutant Fran there. Out of the race, in the racing point. What a shame there. And I think he's gone into turn 4, spun the rear wheels, and he is out of the race. Oh, and Hunter there. Hunter. Oh my goodness me there. He's almost told his car as well. And I got to say, well, he's kept it all right then. So here's a question then. So the safety car, is this going now into the pits? Here comes Lesnar. Of course, everyone's on a Delta here then. We'll see who's going to be the winners and losers mode. Glock has got such a sizable advantage. I don't think he'll lose the lead. And what about the hard tires? Is this advantage for the hard tires runners or what? Well, it's certainly going to help the likes of Hunter and YBR who've Asdog is out of the race. Asdog is gone out of the race here. The safety car. We're on board with YBR. It's just coming to the pits then. Where is he? Has he crashed in the pit lane? We're on board then. With Double now. We're on board Double as he comes into the pits then. I'm just taking a look to see where Asdog is. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm wondering if he. That's interesting. Well, Asdog's out of the race nonetheless. So we've lost Fran, Asdog, and VTOD in this race. As Hunter there staying on track and Double in the pits. Then as not many people have come in the pits at this stage race. Glock, the race leader, has come in the pits. So he's got a 22-second advantage. Then, so he's probably going to be a bit disgruntled by the safety cars. He's on the medium compound tire, and that should get him to the end of the race. He's got 15 laps on the medium tire. So that's going to be interesting, isn't it? I'm interested about where Alhan's going to come. This is going to finish my Alhan. Beautiful. He does have to stick to the Delta anymore, so he's coming into the pits now. Now he does have to stick to the Delta, and let's see where he can do that. Look, these guys are going slow because they have got a time to adhere to here. And now then, I think Alhan might come out in a very good position. The Haas mechanics are going to work then. They're coming down the pit lane now. It's his teammate Faxon. This is going very close. Down they come now. I think Faxon might get second, Forza might get third, but Alhan's going to come out in 4th position. That's fantastic for Alhan. I think he's loving that. I'll be loving that. Alhan having a cracking job in 4th position. Asdog's left the session there, unfortunately. I'm not sure what happened to Asdog. Hopefully he'll find out during this race then. Ghost in 5th position. Dra. I wonder if Dra might have come in the pits there. He's done 13 laps on the hard tires, so he might struggle there. Then we've got Van Doorn in 7th position, Lesnar in 8th position, 9th is Serious Mushroom, YBR in 10th position, FIFA 11th, Kingdom 12th position with Hunter in 13th, and Double on fresh medium tires in 14th position. And I love the shot of the pit lane there. So that's how it stands at the moment. And Faxon's done 7 laps on the hard tires, 6 lap tires for Forza. Alhan is gonna be has got a 6 lap. Has got 6 lap younger tires and a step softer tire as well. Then, so this is definitely very much Alhan is very much in the box seats, isn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed. Then, as this gives me an absolutely beautiful opportunity then to have a quick look at the old comment section there. Yeah, I've missed such a lot there. I think Glock was just commenting about his tires when he spun it off the start of the formation lap there. We have also just having a look there. Granty's saying that Dra needs to go to medium 2-stop, and then as the hard won't last then. That was of course before the safety car, and it's really turned itself on its head, hasn't it? Brilliant stuff as well. Granty also saying this is getting intense. Dra go and saying, come on Mushroom, lovely shot here. Look at that. That's Glock's competition behind us at the moment now. And look at them all, they're all queuing up. They want to knock him off his perch at the moment. This man is of course won 4 of the 5 races so far, and he is going for win number 5 in 6 races, and he is can anyone knock him off his perch? Faxon was very close, wasn't he, last week to doing that. An incredible and inspired strategy call there from Faxon in Silverstone. I think this race is more cut and dry, literally as well as figuratively as well, of course, with no wet weather. I don't think is on the horizon at all then. Brilliant stuff indeed. Brilliant stuff indeed. Well, of course, there's we've also got possibly a podium for Williams then, by the way others are battling. Then we've also got Grant saying, well, one of them, anyways, that was crazy from the racing point. It really was, wasn't it? We also got Rennie Nelson saying, looks good for Faxon. It really does at the moment, but I've got to say, safety car might put himself under a bit of pressure there with Alhan there on fresh soft medium tires there on lap 21 out of 35 on board the race leader at the moment then. And just just on board with double at his mode, who is motoring along in 14th position at the moment as he is just trying to catch up. We've also got Hunter, who is also trying to catch up to the back as well. So is Kingdom now. I love the shot here from the chicane. And I love these over the these helicam shots. It really is. It shows the shows how narrow this track is in particular, doesn't it? Very, very. It's an old school circuit there, isn't it? It's so it's going to be very difficult to get by there. Of course, there's a lot of runoff there, isn't it? That used to be a gravel trap way back when I first started watching it. Now they all like the concrete and all that kind of stuff. We've also got. We've also got there saying there's a lot of chatting about the old strategy calls, isn't it? I'm glad there is, because I have no idea what's going on then, as we're still waiting for the safety. I didn't see the safety car sign come out there, even though it was talking, was waffling away. The lights still on the safety car. Oh, the safety car's in the end of the start. That's a late call, isn't it? Well, I gotta say this is going to be interesting, isn't it? So Glock there hasn't got much time at all then. So we're away and racing already then. I thought we was going to have another lap behind it. So we're back racing in Hungary then, and Glock leads. Second is Faxon. Third position is Forza, and you can see then go the fence there. Glock is so just trying to break the toe as such then as they come down. Oh my goodness me, that's a Mercedes there. Van Dorn getting very racing behind his teammate Dra then. His teammate Dra making his debut then. Leslie in 8th position. Serious Mushroom, YBR, FIFA, Kings, Hunter, and Double there also coming up to the bringing up the rear then. Glock then, and look in the background then. So Glock there might be starting to pull away again. Is on Faxan, who's on 9-lap old hard tyres, and then it's Forza and Alhan. I wonder if the option was to go on the medium tyres, perhaps. I'm sure I've seen someone in the comments say that, so that was definitely not my brainwave, I can assure you that. But I'm sure I would have definitely thought about going in on the medium tyres and seeing if I can have a splash and dash to the end, even though there's no really splash anymore. So, of course, that used to be described as the when they had the refueling days, didn't it? Getting there, I gotta say, the safety cars really bunched up, and we've got some more queues, haven't we? Now, I think that's been the flavour of the day on a Monday, hasn't it? About these queues, and it really has, hasn't it? In silver, it's been brilliant, brilliant race, hasn't it? Is FIFA? He's going to have a look, is he? He's having a look there, but YBR there is keeping the door firmly shut there. There's a bit of a draft, but that's all. So really, nothing for FIFA to get really to sink his teeth into there, was it? Faxan is just pulling away from Forza. Glock's in the fast side of the race there, so really showing some pace there in that in the Red Bull there, isn't he? Of course, he's going for his 4th Grand Slam, isn't he? Of silver then, and Alhan having a look there. It's gone slightly wide, then gone deep. Turn 1 can be quite deceiving there. Even though you go wide, you can still get a good run. Faxan on the outside. Sorry, Forza on the outside. Oh, Alhan on the outside. Got Serious Mushroom, and Lester also bows away. That Forza still keeping it in there. And now Ghost is also on the background. Look at that Red Bull in the background there as they flick through turn 4 then. And Alhan's got wide. A Ghost to snuck through there. That's the problem there, isn't it? And around here where you're focusing on battling with your rifle, and that's and then you see someone just nip through. And again there's YBR there is oh my goodness me, and that's a Leslie there who's dropping down the order there. I think the same thing happened to Leslie that happened to Alhan there. So Leslie there dropping down the order in the on the medium shotgun mirror for Red Bull. That's it, Red Bull. So yeah, so unfortunately for Leslie, really struggling on this track today, isn't he? As we're on board then, with Ghost then, as he's coming for, he is really Forza is becoming the cork in the ball at the moment, isn't he? The gap is 4 seconds already. Glock is showing some speed there. Remember, he has a step softer tires there, and he's just now pulling away there, isn't he? Whilst the rest of them is all anarchy, isn't it? As we come through in a complete lap 24, and who was that? That was Lester there, who is basically and Ghost there really defending. I think he must have saw Ghost there because he was defending. And look who's up the inside. That's Serious Mushroom passes Van Dorn and moves up into 7th position. Van Dorn is going to have a look there, but I think the move is done. Brilliant stuff there from Serious Mushroom up into 7th position. Then Ghost there is still keeping tabs there on Forza. Forza, I got to say, is a very tricky man to overtake in this race, isn't he? Fantastic. He's really I think he's doing a good amount of harvesting, isn't he? Oh, he's gone wide in turn 5. Kingdom's got a 3-second penalty as well. He's down in 12th position of own Kingdom. There's Fax on there just pulling away. Oh wow, look at the drift in there, fantastic. And look at them all as they come through. It's oh my goodness me, it's like I gotta say, it's like a snow day and everyone's trying to get some bread and milk, isn't it? They're all just queuing up behind each other. They're just fast and frantic stuff here in Hungary. Then lap 30, we're coming up to just 10 laps to go in this race. It's been absolutely fantastic stuff. It really has. Once again in silver, putting on an absolute clinic of racing. Really good stuff indeed. Then coming through, then coming through turn 13. Then and we got Alhan, who is on the softer tyre at the moment, but he isn't making this work to his advantage just yet. But of course, I think he has plenty of time there, hasn't he? Ghost is going defensive, then Alhan is going to go, it's going to stay on the racing line then. We got Williams there in the background now, just having a look at Dra in the battle. We got YBR, who is past Van Dorn. Van Dorn's got back on the inside then. Look at we've got Alhan as well, and Ghost is also barreling away. Oh, I don't know where to look. We're going to keep all this barrier between YBR and Van Dorn. YBR is just going to force him wide there. YBR giving him plenty of track. Wow, that door is going to shut. He's gone wide, and he comes back on the track just in front of Vesta, and look who's in the background as well. Speed for Beefy and Kingdom. How are they all getting through this part of the track? Oh my goodness me, let's have to take a face of action. And oh no, there's a spin from Frank has left the session there. Contact is a Leicester, and FIFA Beefy has spun around. And they're recovering now. Double just getting behind him as well. Ghost Recon has got a 3-second penalty. And where is... Oh, wow! Did you see that? And now Ghost there is now under a lot of... well, he's not under as much pressure as Dra is at the moment. There's serious Mushu putting on some serious pressure there for the Mercedes at the moment. And he is now settling down there. I hope this race settles down for a minute. My goodness me. I don't need to go to the gym anymore. Well, actually, I do if you ever see my figure. But wow, I don't need to go to the gym at the moment on Mondays, Sundays and Mondays. Absolutely frantic stuff, isn't it? Really is. On board then with Serious Mushroom, and he is 2/10 a second back. You can see all of them got DRS at the moment, so it's kind of cancelling each other out. I'm not sure what's going on in the foreground there, but Alhan is through. Got Serious Mushroom in on the inside then, and now Alhan is up in the front position. Up in Forza's going, have a look, he's going on the outside. He's gone way too wide there. Forza, he's gone well off the track there, and going flying through. Leicester's retired from the race then. Ghost is up in the 4th position, and Forza's dropped down the 5th position. Then we've got Serious Mushroom who's all over the back of the Mercedes. Dra as well. That's how the race said. I think he's had a miserable old race lesson, hasn't he? As got a yellow flag as Kingzone is pointing the wrong way once again. Then through turn forwards, the infamous turn forwards causing so many headaches among Kingzone once again. No damage in the car then, so that's always a big help. Alhan there is really struggling at the moment, isn't he? Ghost there is looking very happy on the hard shot at Williams there. Fantastic stuff from Ghost there. It really is. And whoa, is that YBR there is using that's lessons after session there. Yeah, it's YBR there just going very wide there. And I've got to say, Faxan is not too far in front of his teammate. It's a 2-second deficit, but that is definitely still very much within range there. Alhan, if he can get his tire temperatures and all that kind of jazz under control, then perhaps he would definitely be he definitely could potentially steal second position away from his teammate. On board then, Dra is gaining. Is he going to have a look on Forza? Williams is having a look in the background there. Serious Mushroom there, just I think just showing his nose cone there of Dra to see if he'll get out of the way. The rookie is not having none of that, is he? Now he's going on the outside of Forza. This man is definitely, where is he? We're on board and he's going on the outside. Forza there is just keeping it. Oh my goodness, he's pushed it. Oh no, we've had contact, but somehow they're still going forward. My goodness me. Oh, more contact. And oh no, there's a spirit. Oh goodness me, that's a big smash there. And Dra is still going. He's damaged the wing now. He's damaged the wing. And how are they still going? And YBR, his car's made of steel. How he's got no damage at all. He got T-boned there by Dra, but yet he's still going strong. I gotta say, this man is I gotta say, he's like Iron Man, isn't he? His car is made of iron. There's just no damage at all on this man. Brilliant stuff and he is carrying on and up into 6th position there. And what a shame for Dra on his debut. It was getting a bit feisty down there, wasn't it? But that's a shame now for Dra. He's done 20 laps on those hard tires as well, the most anyone in this race. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame now for the debutant. I'm quite disappointed of how his race ended there, because I think up to that point he was on a fantastic race, wasn't he? YBR, a man who's never shy of sticking his nose in there, is he? And he is now coming up behind Forza as Dra has dropped down to 12th position then. So Dra then is out of the points as it stands at the moment. Alhan is now gaining on the back of his teammate, as we mentioned before, and he's bringing Ghost with him. So, fact, this is not all over for Faxan at the moment, as Dra is out of the race in his debut there, but I gotta say, he's had a fantastic race, hasn't he? Forza's now coming under pressure once again, now this time from YBR, and this, I think, is going to be the battle in the race, and then Dra's Ghost is actually come out of the pits there. So that might, I think, everyone else is on the other side of the track. Then Glock is just navigating through the final sector as we speak. And YBR there is, wow, I gotta say, not many people overtake around turn 8 there, but for fun, well, that was an interesting attempt nonetheless. And the cloud cover is starting to come over there, which I think was Glock that mentioned it. Oh, YBR going wide, so is Serious Mushroom as well. Then this is a 3-car battle. Van Dorn and Hunter in the background, they're also battling away as well then. And yeah, this is great stuff indeed there, isn't it? We got Faxan, Alhan and Ghost, then we got Forza, YBR and Serious Mushroom, Van Dorn and Hunter in the background then. So these battles need to be decided in the next 6 laps. Who is going to come out on top? Well, at the moment in the battle for the lead, then I think they're in the battle, but anything behind, it's anything goes in this race. They're coming down the stuff. It's like YBR's got some pace on him. He is on the inside. He passes Forza. Oh, but he struggled to stop the car. And YBR is, Forza's back through. YBR's going to have to defend there from Sirius. But Sirius Mushroom was not in a position there to attack there and go through. And YBR at the end there didn't really lose any ground whatsoever there. So, yeah, I thought he was shooting well off the track there, but somehow he slowed the car down and got on back in front of Forza. And Serious Mushroom. Forza's very. Oh my goodness me! He's gonna go on the inside turn 5. No way! Wow. I gotta say, this man is very much a Kobayashi-esque, isn't he? He knows when to overtake it. Oh my goodness me! They've come together once again. YBR is really playing chicken with his nose cone and his wing. He is really winning at the moment there. Wow, good stuff there from YBR. Yeah, I was saying very much Kobayashi-esque kind of overtaken, but it was there from YBR. Fantastic, isn't it? Kobayashi invented the really in his first couple of seasons with Toyota and Sauber. It was brilliant on the old brake pedal, wasn't he? And I think the YBR is doing a fantastic job as well. Really good stuff indeed. That and yeah, as I said, played Dervis for a week, but winning at the moment now as he comes through there to complete another lap. Alhan there is now catching his teammate, and we got a Haas battle there for second and third. Once again, Haas showing some incredible. Both the Haas drivers have been really good, haven't they? But once again, there was Glock who's flying the flag quite highly for Red Bulls, and he's done a fantastic job on board with Alhan. Then is I'd say this is a cracking drive from the man today, and for Alhan today, brilliant stuff indeed. Hunter is through and past Van Dorn. There is Van Dorn flying through the screen now and moving up into 8th position then. So, yeah, Hunter is up into 8th position then, but he does have a 3-second penalty. I think a lot of other guys have 3-second penalties as well. YBR then at the moment then is I think he might. I wonder if he's going to have a calm down lap and just try again. Well, he certainly is, and there he was having a look for the chicane there. YBR was, and once again the Forza's really struggling, isn't he? It's on the straight. Forza is definitely got a bit more downforce, hasn't he? No, he hasn't. He's got less downforce, I should say. Of course, more downforce means he got more drag, haven't you? So, yeah, that's why. So, Forza's definitely got a bit of a skinny car, hasn't he? And that's the kind of car I need. So he coming through turn 13 then as well. Then, and we got a lot of cloud cover all of a sudden, haven't we? I wonder if there's a bit of moisture in the air. Then, that's definitely going to really spice things up. I don't feel I can handle any more spice. As now as Alhan is going on the outside of his teammate, then he's on the fresh or medium compound tires. He's trying to go on the outside, not quite. We've also got YBR, who's a 10th of a second behind. There he is. He's at the inside of Forza, and Forza then just going on the outside. Where they are, they're waiting for him now. They're different tech. Oh my goodness me! YBR cuts across Forza and moves up into 5th position. Then good stuff from YBR. Now Serious Mushroom is the next man. The Williams team are doing an absolutely splendid job out here today. Fantastic stuff. And look at Ghost. He's going to go on the outside here in turn 4. No way. Not quite there from Serious Mushroom. There's Hunter. That's the orange McLaren of Hunter, who's had a very interesting day, hasn't he? But he is now navigating himself up to 8th position as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then coming back to this battle. This is the battle for second position mode. Glock is now 14 seconds, almost 15 seconds in front of the next car, Faxan. He has been on the perfect strategy, hasn't he? But it's been anyone's ball game behind, hasn't it? Really good stuff as well. As Grant is saying, just good push for Williams. Yeah, 4th and 7th in the mode. It could get better for him. from Serious Mushroom is he is going to be causing all kinds of mischief for Forza, who Forza is really struggling at this stage of the race, isn't he? 17 laps on those hard tires, 18 laps then for Faxan, and Faxan is going after once again repel the attack there from Alhan. Lap 32 out of 35. Alhan doesn't want to throw it all away there, does he? But because that's his teammate in front of him, of course. Remember, with Gunter Steiner on the pit wall as well. Might be thinking twice about having that lunch there, of course. If anyone's in Drive to Survive trailers today, it's looking very tasty indeed, isn't it? Almost as tasty as this Grand Prix as well. This Grand Prix has been great stuff. Serious Mushroom on the outside. Forza trying to force him wide then, but he's going to dance on the outside. Not quite. They're back on board there with Serious Mushroom. He's done medium tires, 13 laps on the medium tires. Hunter's done 15 laps on the medium tires. Well, those tires are going to be well past their best there. I don't think they're going to pass the MOT, to be honest. So there's going to be very low grip there, isn't it? Forza's has had a pit lane speeding penalty too, as a Droffer reminds you that. That's why you guys are the expert in the comment section. I'm glad that you guys have paid attention, because I'm certainly not. As we coming down into turn 12, and the Haas teams are still battling away as well. There's Ghost in the background there, so Ghost is still hanging on, and there's a bit of sunshine there just peering for the clouds. And 16.3 seconds the gap is now. That gap is being influctuated slightly, and I don't know if that's the right word, to be honest, but I like that word. But yeah, the gap is growing now. 16.4 seconds, isn't it? As this battle intensifies. Look, Alhan is gaining. He has DRS. Faxan is using all of his errors. He's been harvested on the outside of his teammate. Alhan is now. He's going on the outside. Faxan, they just forced him wide then. Forced him onto the escape road then. And Faxan continues in second position as it stands at the moment. What is going on here then? Nothing at the moment then. It's all car in between Forza Sirius and Hunter at the moment. I wonder if they know about Forza's penalty. Remember, Jeff can help you here and there. Sometimes he can anyway, but I think he does tell you about penalties every now and again. It's a very overcast day all of a sudden in Hungary, hasn't it? I think up until this point in the event there, it's been absolutely beautiful sunshine. It's been a sunny day then, as our drivers left the session there, unfortunately. Then we've got a couple of free takes. And Forza's got another penalty as well then, and he might be dropping down the order quite considerably towards the end of this race then. Forza might be, he's got a 5-second penalty already, which makes you sound very much like an expert, but that is that's a dropper in the comment section there, really keeping me up to date there, and that's absolutely outstanding stuff. There's a Glock there coming through. He's on the second to last lap then, but I think he's blissfully unaware of what is going on behind him. And this battle here for second position then, Faxan Alhan, this could be Alhan's second to last opportunity. He'll have one more lap, I think, on the next lap, but can he get it done now? He's alongside Faxan. He's going on the outside there, side by side in turn 2. Oh, a bit of contact, a bit of wheel banging. Alhan is through. He is up in the second position. He passes his teammate, makes his teammate run wide. Alhan is second. Faxan is third. Brilliant driving from Alhan. Possibly my drive of the day. Brilliant stuff indeed. And Faxan is trying to come back at him as the temperatures start to cool down here in Hungary. Wow, good stuff there from Alhan. Brilliant. And he is up into second position, and Faxan down the third. Ghost in fourth. Fifth is YBR. Sixth position is Forza. Seventh position is Serious Mushroom with Hunter in eighth position there. Very nip and tuck still. Van Door ninth with FIFA in that 10th position then. Kingdom is 5 seconds off the pace at 11th position there. Again, a wobbly there once again. That's not Kingdom's favourite corner there, is it? Really isn't. He's had a couple of trips, hasn't he? And just take a look up and down there. Once again, Serious Mushroom there is gaining on the back of Forza as getting on the back of Forza in the battle for 6th and 7th there. YBR just in front there in 5th position, and Grant is saying I think penalties will make the positions in the end there. Yeah, there's a lot of penalties. There hasn't been that many penalties, I've got to say, but there are, but because they're so close, aren't they? The penalties are really going to hurt someone in this race there come the end of it. We're on the final lap 35. I gotta say, this race has flown by, and look at this end with it. This Serious Rusher gonna fly by. Oh, bit of contact there on Forza. Forza steered over it, so he doesn't get any damage there. And the Williams is throwing up into 6th position. Forza 7th position. Hunter's out of luck. Oh, Hunter's out of very low. And he's kept control of the car there and sneaking past Forza and up into 7th position there. Forza's dropped down to 8th position then. And I think Forza had a good qualifying, unfortunately, today, and just dropping down there. and that's a shame there for Forza. But I think he's had a very entertaining day, hasn't he? Oh, we got a yellow flag because Forza's off the track then. Forza's off the track as we've got Hunter off the track. So they've come together. They've come together on the last lap, and I'm not sure what's happened there. Glock wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. 5 out of 6 races won, and I think that's also his 4th Grand Slam in 6 races. Fantastic stuff from McGlock. Brilliantly well done. Collision between Forza and Hunter will probably be investigated after the race. Alhan, what a drive there from the Haas driver. He comes through to finish, I think, a magnificent 2nd position. Vaxan in 3rd position, Ghost in 4th position, YBR will come through in 5th position, 23 laps for Vaxan. No, YBR in 4th position, Serious Mushroom in 5th position, Ghost dropping down to 6th again. Then as we've got a bit of shenanigans going on. Van Dorn 7th, FIFA in 8th position, Hunter comes down 9th position, Kingdom is 9th, Hunter is 10th, and Double will finish in 11th position. Then what an incredible race then has been in the Hungarian Grand Prix, and my word, I am so worn out. I really am. I've got to start thinking about to have a day in between the ALR races, haven't we? I think it's too much for me to handle. Incredible stuff, then. Glock, what a race win again, then. 5 race wins in 6 races. He's been on pole position 6 times. He's had the Grand Slam 4 times. This man, is he unbeatable at this stage of the race? He really is, then. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Then as they come onto the podium. And yeah, we'll have a look. Unfortunately, I didn't see what happened with Hunter and Forza, but we'll have a look later on then. And congratulations to the Haas drivers. Fantastic driving today from both Haases there. really good stuff, man. As they're just coming onto the podium now. And we're going to interview Alhan in just a few moments. But before we do, let's take a final look at the classification, shall we? And hats off. Brilliant driving there from Double for no penalties, and for Glock, Alhan and Faxan. Absolutely splendid driving from those guys. Brilliant stuff. Anyway, the final classification then from the Hungarian Grand Prix. Glock, brilliant race win. Number 5 today. Alhan 2nd. My driver today, I think, if that's any relevance, possibly, probably not. But I think he was out on a fantastic drive. Faxan in 3rd. YBR 4th. 5th position, Serious Mushroom. Ghost in 6th. 7th, Van Dorn. FIFA 8th. Kingdom 9th. Hunter 10th. Double in 11th position. Retirements for Forza, Dra, Lesnar, Asdog, Frang, and VTOD all retired from the session. And of course, Lights there, who unfortunately didn't get to see the lights as he retired from the qualifying 2, unfortunately. So unfortunately, Lights didn't take the grid there. I went through all that, and then the time restarted there, so yeah, that's a bit annoying. But Alhan, what an incredible drive. Oh, I got to say, you made me work for my money today. Well, if only I got paid. Brilliant driving there today. I got to say, you started in 9th position, but your race pace was incredible.
Obviously, I didn't make it good enough for you. You just feel like a voice to talk. But I'll take it. I mean, I felt like I messed up qualifying anyway, so justification, I guess, to myself.
Yeah.
Not necessarily second, but getting third was amazing.
Can we go back to qualifying first, if you don't mind? What happened in qualifying? Because usually you're in the mid pack and stuff. I just felt like that you didn't get it together. Is that correct?
Yeah, both laps I done, the second ones were okay, and the rest of the lap just sort of fell off. But I didn't want to touch the red tyres because they were just so I just rolled the dice. So I was aware that a couple of the lads had five place penalties, and just started on the hards, that like potentially couldn't work out for me.
It really did, and I gotta say though, when you didn't get through the Q3, did you think that the hard tires was the only way to go, or was you thinking about the medium tire?
Straight away, I knew that as soon as I saw that I was ninth, I said to myself, if I drop out, I'll get hard. There's no questions. And safety cars sort of appeared, I don't know if they're good or bad. I mean, sometimes the penalties go right, but I'll just say it worked out for me on that one.
I think it did as well, actually. I gotta say I'm a bit rubbish with the Delta where people are on the track, but to me that looked like it definitely handed you a slight advantage. But even without the safety car, I think you was on an absolutely fantastic race. Really good stuff. I gotta say, your battle with yourself and your teammate towards the end then was getting very dicey. I was enjoying that. Brilliant wheel-to-wheel stuff.
Yeah, that was amazing. Typical Haas style, I suppose. But yeah, it did get a little hairy, but well, got by with no accidents happening.
It was. I gotta say the space between yourself and Faxline, it was a whisker. You couldn't have fit a cigarette paper between you two. It was absolutely brilliant wheel to wheel stuff, especially going down alongside each other, going down to turn 2. It was absolutely fantastic. Moving on to Australia, down under next week. How are you feeling for round 7?
Australia is one of my favourite tracks. I don't know if that's just in general was a favourite track, maybe not in pace. I don't know right now, but I like it, so I'm looking forward to it.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks, Alhan. Absolutely splendid drive. You gave me some fantastic action to watch tonight. Brilliant stuff. Congratulations on a well-deserved second position. My driver of the day. No worries at all. And we will be back in a week's time. Of course, Sunday night is a gold again at 6:30 there. We're down under for the Australian Grand Prix. It's usually the first round of the season, isn't it? But we've decided to stick it in around half the distance there. So there's no excuses for the drivers, especially through that perilous turn 12, isn't there? Gold is on Sunday at 6:30. Silver, it'll be back 7:30 as well. I gotta say, I think I might have to ask Nosy to have a day in between because this is too much for me. Gosh. Anyway, we'll be back in a week's time where ALR will be back in action in Australia. For now, though, it's goodbye.